super late game here, Cinderin?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, both of these lineups have tons of late game potential, so that could very well happen.
All right, well, enjoy.
So game number 1 between Xtreme Gaming and Tundra. I'm excited about this one because Xtreme, well, first of all, XXS is my favorite Centaur probably in the scene right now. Collapse has stopped playing this hero for the most part. XXS, it doesn't matter what the meta is, he always ends up picking Centaur at some point during these tournaments, and he is so good at this hero.
Yep.
He gets unbelievably tanky, and it's just a joy to watch.
I love Xtreme's draft. I think it's really, really powerful in this patch to run these types of heroes. You have 2 tanky cores in Centaur and Tiny. Your mid laner is an elusive Puck. And then you have 2 massive teamfight supports around it with the Tinker and the ET. I think your lanes look strong. So if it comes down to just like flat out zone control where the 2 teams are... Dota doesn't work like this, but let's entertain the idea that you're flat out just running into each other. This Radiant lineup is insane, right? Like, it's so hard to initiate into. But what Tundra do have that could be the X factor here is they have Batrider who's able to separate things. So you want to try to split up the fight with Lasso and with Skewer and try to break formation for Xtreme, because as cool as their lineup looks, when the formation gets broken and it gets scrappy, it can get difficult for them to really connect the combo that they're looking for with the Tinker and the ET in particular, as your support duo might struggle with that. But if things are controlled and they get to set the terms for the fight, I think this Radiant lineup just looks incredible.
Yeah, on paper, if they can execute, very, very strong indeed. Undyne is playing the Elder Titan. That's not a hero we get to see all too often currently.
Yep.
And he's picked the facet, the Deconstruction facet, which will drain armor, both types, over time. It's very interesting. So around you, essentially. So you want to be in the midst of things. What do you think about this facet? Because the first time I read that, I'm like, I mean, obviously that's really strong, but can Elder Titan withstand the pressure?
Yeah, that's kind of the question here, is if he can stick against this lineup in there. I think conceptually it is very powerful.
With Stampede.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to talk about Stampede too, because I found it a little curious they ended up picking Centaur into Magnus and Batrider and Dragon Knight. Usually Stampede is a very good spell when the enemy team has like major slows and you can reset the fight and change position, but you're picking it into some serious long duration stuns and lockdown that you can't really run from.
Yeah.
But I suppose on the flip side, well, if heroes don't die in the stuns, you can maybe save some lives here and there.
Yeah, it's not like the old days where you just slap an Aghanim Scepter and you get 60% damage reduction for your whole team.
Oh my god, imagine some of those old items that got changed. Imagine that Ags in Dota right now. Centaur would be first pick.
Oh yeah. That was a good one.
Funny.
I miss it quite a bit. I miss the terrain walk as well, Cinderin, but that's for another day. We get to see the Jin Q Tinker as well. This hero feels really hard to play against, as long as he's, you know, quick and gets off the defense matrix in time for his teammates, because the status resist is just, and the barrier, completely absurd.
I have to say, I'm surprised we still get to see it today. I think the hero has, from what I've seen, won almost every game, and I think the Chinese teams haven't lost with it yet.
Yeah, Dyrachyo, he was trying to take out Jin Q. Jin Q will fall first, but it might be at the cost of Dyrachyo. The last right click from XXS is enough. So it is a trade, but first blood goes the way of Tundra. Of course, Cinderin, as always, jinxing that for Mr. Jin Q.
I didn't say the hero can't die. Let's say I jinx them if they end up losing after I said the Chinese teams are just 20.
Oh man, Soxa really wants this Lotus. It's not going to happen though, as Ame's going to just easily take him out with an avalanche.
So Tinker is 6-3 for the tournament.
Yeah, that's quite good.
That's solid. It's still a relatively small sample size compared to other heroes, but has also been banned a very good amount for good reason.
And mid lane BZM on the DK, XM on the Puck. Typically, this matchup is just a farm fest, as XXS in a really precarious spot. March of the Machines gonna keep them a bit at bay, but he does live just on a sliver of HP. Does have a salve, so should be in fighting shape soon.
Yeah, very good skewer from Dyrachyo. That is... Sure, he has the salve to get back up to almost full here with that plus the shared tango, but you gotta You got to start making a dent in the Centaur so that you can free farm on Mag.
Oh my goodness. Soxa has been taking a beating in his bot lane. So it will be the 33 Abaddon, and one of the most popular picks in this patch for sure.
Nothing too powerful to dispel here, though. This isn't one of those, oh, I just need to definitely aphotic shield off this thing. There's only really Puck Silence you can get rid of, and I guess Laser, which is a little bit more niche that you want to specifically target that with aphotic shield, but of course, you're starting to see a pattern when Abaddon as well as Tinker are... Oh, hang on. Good skewer, but
the hoof stomp is there from XXS.
Did he just drive them into the hero?
More double edges to come. He pops the Lotus. Another double edge should ensure it, and indeed it does.
Well, I was quick to say good skewer because I saw him hitting 2 heroes, but...
It looked cool.
He also killed his teammate, so not good skewer is my conclusion.
He would get reported if this was a pub game.
Do you think if he gets reported enough by his teammates that he gets muted on TeamSpeak here?
Oh, that's a good question.
Maybe the...
33! Oh, Undying. That is quite the punch you're packing there, young man. Plus 118? Good lord. Astral Spirit doing work. I don't know if he had that go through a bunch of creeps or not, but he must have.
Mathematically, that is indeed a given.
Okay. Thank you, Cinderin.
Welcome. Always happy to help. Do you want me to calculate exactly how many creeps it went through, or is that okay?
That's good enough.
All right.
I don't think anybody's interested.
He gets 38 damage per hero, though, which is the big part here. So as long as he connects on both... Oh my god, he's hitting so hard. Soxa's just gonna die?
I think he's just dead. Aphotic Shield's not going to do enough. 33. I feel like they are underestimating the power of this combo.
I was exactly going to say this. There might be a little bit of unfamiliarity, and it's not like these players have played against Elder Titan. It's not like it's their first rodeo, but...
Well, how fast does it
There are some things you just need to have a little bit of a feel, you know, for this. Like,
so it can reduce it up to 20 times. 20 magic and
it's 1 per second.
Jin Q. He's going to get Ice Patch. Oh, a TP into the Ice Patch. Jin Q's still alive, though, as BZM and company will not get a kill, much to their chagrin.
I think if Soxa could... Oh, hang on. Maybe they get this set up on XXS. Skewer available. Duracho not going to use it yet.
He's all alone. No Stampede yet. This looks like a kill.
Be burnt to a crisp here by Soxa.
Not able to get to a neutral camp to deny.
I think if Soxa could play this lane again, he would skill Flame Break. I feel like playing into Elder Titan without Flame Break, the mindset that they're playing the lane with a Abaddon Bat is that they can kill. And now that they've tried this specific lane, I think their mindset in the future would be, let's not die.
Yeah.
And if you have Flame Break against Elder Titan, he kind of can't really chase people down. You always have the knockback, as Whitemon tried to get cute here with the Wisdom. It's going to cost him his life to Jinkyu.
Yep, he attempted. So Shrine, looks like it'll just be a trade from both sides.
Definitely an overall very, very good start for the side of Xtreme, and the only reason this lead isn't bigger than it is the absolute stomping in mid from BZM on the Dragon Knight against Puck. Massive CS advantage here, 46 and 17 to the 30 and 2, so 15 denies above XM will give him that level advantage that he has.
So now the pressure onto the tower. You got triple dragons there.
Yep.
Well, that's 4 with Puck. That's a fairy dragon.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you count Jakiro as 2 dragons. It's 2 heads, so that's...
It's 1 dragon. So you were right when you said 3.
Duracho, he'll find another skewer, this time on the XXS, who gets a nice hook stomp on the boat. He has Stampede, but he's RP'd for the time being. Echo Stomp to try to counteract this. And there's the Stampede. Soxa is super dead. Just leaves him for his teammates as Undying now was looking to set up something on Duracho, but he's just running out of steam. So another skewer into an ally death.
Yeah, the Magnus plays just haven't really worked. They're short on damage, I think is the simple way to put it. That's what I was getting at earlier as well. We're not really seeing that come into play too much here, but just killing a lane that has Tinker in it is so difficult. The constant heal from March of the Machines, the barrier from Defense Matrix. There's a reason why Tinker and Abaddon both are rated very high in the pro scene right now, and the thing they have in common is they have an all-damage barrier. And it just, because of the way barriers interact with resistances like armor and magic resist, etc., it's a lot more than what it sounds like when you get a barrier of 290. It takes some chonking through to remove that barrier, and Tinker's is even 320 and he can rearm it. So
yeah, Tinker seems quite strong right now. His blade mail's up and running for XXS.
Yeah, curious to see what Jinkyu's going to do after Locket.
Sorry, who?
Jinkyu, because we've seen, I think it was Whitemon the other day that we cast that got stupid farmed on Tinker and just went Ags Aetherlands minute 25 as a position 5.
Ame, he's going to get Dragon Tail. Undyne is here though. Echo Stomp. It does hit on 1. A weird interaction there. 33 tossed away. And Tundra will just focus on the tower now instead. They definitely have a lot of push potential on this lineup as Undyne is going to show himself again, but they're going to need more reinforcements if they want to actually defend.
Here comes Tinker.
Tinker with the march.
Doesn't have keen conveyance yet though, so he's stuck here now, effectively. I'm hearing an RP.
Yeah, and that's on XXS into nothing.
It was just to keep Doracho alive. So XXS was threatening Doracho with a kill with a 114 build.
Yeah, this is a farm-intensive build for Centaur.
Yeah, so it's ever the more impressive that he's able to get Magnus low enough when he has Mask of Madness.
Doracho just can't help but hit the Centaur. He just can't help himself, you know?
That might be it.
Avalanche. Nice ice path from Whitemon to stop the aggression in its tracks. So the tier 1 tower looks to be defended for the time being as Doracho now into the jungle. He has a Mask of Madness. This is the facet that most, all the cores essentially have been going for, which is the Empower being passive, effectively. So Mask of Madness to get that nice juicy attack speed into an Echo Saber after the fact. And obviously the Harpoon at some point.
And if you're unsure about how much cleave Magnus has, you can mouse over his stacks. The 20 stacks there. He has hashtag Dota tooltip modifier M stacks right now.
That's a lot. Holy shit, that's so much.
It's honestly quite baffling that you can have Dota underscore modifier cleave on this hero. I think that's pretty broken. It needs to be fixed.
It is quite impressive.
It might force 33's ult. No, never mind. Didn't have Avalanche for another 2 seconds. Could have maybe threatened him with a bad time. Yeah, all the cores of the game are getting solid farm with the... I mean, both Puck and Abaddon could be higher up, but still, nobody's having a trash game. I think the expected outcome here of Puck losing to Dragon Knight is what has happened. And I think it's also fair to say that this bottom lane, when we saw how it played out, probably also... Oh, there it is. That's that ult from 33 gone.
Illusion Rune will be taken by XM, but a nice ice path into the Jakiro ult. Coil was used, but not going to be much follow-up as Saksa has the terrain walk available. As Undyne, he's going to get Dragon-tailed inside that Macro Pyre, but the Tinker to the save. Jin Q coming in with everything that is needed to keep your allies alive.
Yeah, got the Locket and the Defense Matrix off just in time on the ET.
Such a strong hero.
Yeah, it's very, very
so weird seeing Tinker played this way as XXS. He's getting
another defensive RP
into the tier 1. But
he's still gonna die.
And now the Avatos as Ame makes his way over. Undyne actually gets it with his Earth Splitter, but either way, valuable kill for Xtreme. And yeah, the RPs have not led to anything good for Tundra. But speaking of which, BZM, he wants to continue the aggression. Gets the Dragon Tail onto Undyne. That's going to be a freebie as XXS brought back as well with the lasso. Blade Mail won't be enough. So they lose 2.
Nice
they
response
stay a little bit
there.
too long.
It is going to cost them the mid tower, but if they get Ame here especially, this was well worth it.
Double TPs coming in, and one of which is Tinker as XM. Not going to go any further, has the Illusory Orb away.
Oh, and XM TPing actually is going to save their mid tower just barely on Tundra. They could deny it if they want. Meanwhile, Doracho has swapped sides, trying to put pressure on the bot tower. So a lot of aggression coming out from both teams, really, in terms of especially focusing on pushing lanes. Doracho not going to be phased by this sleep. He will finish that bot tower. XM will finish the mid tower. The top tower of Tundra is also very low. The mid tower of Xtreme is also down to a third, so plenty of towers for the taking very soon from both teams.
Yep, they all have their towers, Cinderin. We get it.
Yep.
There's many buildings in a game of Dota.
This is true. Thank you for really understanding what I was getting at.
Jin Q.
Always trust you.
We'll get the Shrine of Wisdom on his own side, so will be probably another trade.
I believe, is this the first time we've seen an Abaddon go Radiance and start with the Talisman? I feel like all the other ones went for the Relic first, but 33 opting for the defensive item to start. I guess hoping to dodge some... Obviously, if you dodge a tiny attack, that is a lot of damage you're avoiding.
Or even the Elder Titan at this stage.
Yeah, true that.
He's been scared away by that bad boy. So Blink now in XXS. As you get the echo for Dyrachyo as XXS himself. We run into BZM, who does not want any part in it, apparently. They will find Undyne. That should be a free kill for Tundra.
Nice and easy.
And this is on the doorsteps of a Tormentor, and Elder Titan in these confined spaces, very valuable to have on your team.
Yeah, Xtreme seem just unprepared for this. We're at a level of Dota now where this is becoming the norm, that teams make a 15-minute move and then try to get the Tormentor, and Tundra, this time around, they will clock it correctly.
Incorrect choice from Tundra.
Remember the time this time.
Why would they choose that shard, Cinderin?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Soxa, what are you doing?
I will say though, I was told today in a message that there was a time that Soxa soloed a Tiny by going Moon Shard on Bat. So he's against Tiny.
In a pro game?
I think so. He's against Tiny. Wow. Has the shard. If his game is good enough, okay. There's no shard and no axe in this game that has like no benefits, obviously. The main thing I'm looking at when Bat gets the shard is how frequently does it carry any value. And yeah. I want to say 9 out of 10 games at least, the shard does almost nothing. But it will have its odd moments. And when you're playing against tanky heroes like this, it could be interesting. Could also be a way for him to kill the Tinker later in the game. If he has that shard and he gets a little bit of right-click off, he can do a lot of damage very fast during Lasso.
Sure. So he just needs to get a Mask of Madness now.
Yeah. Mask of Madness, Moonshard, BKB, Blink.
There you go. You heard it here first.
He's almost there.
Tundra with a 4K lead. They seem to be in a pretty good position right now as
that
XXS,
big.
He's going to get the initiation off. Earth Splitter is coming. Not going to hit, though, as the Ice Path Macropie from Whitemon on the low ground is enough to dissuade Xtreme from going any further. They will stampede away. XM's going to be A-OK as the pursuit continues onto Undyne, and the lasso will ensure at least somebody dies here.
And I think it's really important to... Oh, hang on.
They're not done yet. Very... Jin Q, he's going to be okay. He is a Tinker after all. XM and company.
Did they go too far now?
Maybe. Another initiation, XXS. They've isolated BZM a bit, but not sure if they have enough to actually get him to the grave.
I think... I want to give Tundra credit for how well they're doing the thing we talked about with avoiding the head-on 5-on-5 like wombo combo style. They're taking advantage of the exact thing that we were looking at, which is the Dragon Knight Blink and the Bat Rider Blinks. Just like poking and prodding, finding a pick here, finding a pick there, and never committing truly into like a big 5v5. And that's where they've built their lead. It's from a couple of... They only have 6 kills, but the couple that they've found have been really impactful. And in the meantime, they've managed to find great farm on Dyrachyo as well as BZM. And of course, the Tormentor accounts for about 2k of their lead. So, or more. 2.5, I suppose. So, avoiding the exact thing that Xtreme's lineup is so good at. If they can keep playing this style of game and never give them that wombo combo, would be looking
Dota Plus likes Xtreme in this game, despite being at a deficit right now.
I found that the Dota Plus generally really likes one of two things. It likes ultra hard carries, and it likes big teamfight spells. And, well, there's definitely big teamfight spells on
both sides.
Primarily Radiant, but there is an RP on the Dire. And I suppose it makes sense, right? Because when games do go later, let's say a subset of 20% of games go late. Then in those 20% of games, it's oftentimes the teams that have the big BKB piercing ults or big teamfight abilities that will win and that scale better. So even if you're ahead with a lineup that's even ahead by a meaningful amount like Tundra are, it might still expect that enough of the time they will mess up once or twice, and then the Radiant lineup will get too strong.
We're going to have the initiation this time from Saksa onto Ame. Meanwhile, the Elder Titan already dead to start this fight. As Ame completely surrounded by enemies, it's not happening for him. Double kill for BZM as the RP. Another solo one, but this time it's going to work out a little better for Dyrachyo, I do believe. XXS leads to the triple kill onto BZM, and Tundra now cruising. 7K lead.
What do you think Puck's KDA is right now?
Puck? 0 and 0.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
0-0-1.
0-0-1.
This is a mid Puck. This hero likes to make moves and set things up for its team, and XM has just been nowhere to be found. I feel like almost everything he has done has been reactive. As I say that, he will finally make an active move onto Dyrachyo.
Yep, nice Jinx Cinderin.
Oh, do they have the damage, though?
Elder
Splitter?
Titan ult does quite a bit, but he skewers away. Masca managed for the extra move speed.
He's fine.
He might just be. They don't have Stampede at the ready, XM. It's already expended Coil, so yeah. He's going to be fine.
And I see, this is what the team comps on Xtreme are like. They're like, yo, XM, can we go kill? And then he tries this, he's like, see guys, I should have farmed. And now he'll just farm.
You think they ever get confused because everybody's name starts with an X?
Yeah, absolutely.
Their team starts with an X as well?
Yeah, I think when they address each other with team name and nickname.
Yeah. XGXM, could you come help us, please?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I meant XXS, my bad. This is like the Microsoft team with the Xbox coming up with sequels to their Series X. Now it's going to be Series XXS and then the Series XM.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like the coup de grace is the Series Jin Q.
The series Zin X, you mean?
Yeah, they need more X's.
Yeah.
That's true. The triple Xtreme. As XM. It's going to be spotted by 33. Who now has a Blink Dagger, I believe, coming.
Yep. Love that item choice here. Again, think the same logic of how Tundra are approaching fights. Now Abaddon can just blink in and give vision. He can blink in and follow through. And it's all about keeping good formation and spacing in fights. With yet another dagger, that should be even better. Now, here's the thing about a game like this, though, right? And this is also, a lot of the time, I feel like the win probability graph or whatever, I always take it with a grain of salt because I think it's less accurate than it used to be. But I will say the thing that the graph sees here potentially, or the expectation, is eventually Tundra need to go high ground. And this lineup, high grounding into Xtreme, is so hard.
Yeah.
They have ridiculous defensive potential with the Tinker March. They have ET, who's one of the all-time greats of high ground. They have Puck Coil to set it up. They have Tossback with Coil.
They're just missing Pudge.
So, yeah, you definitely need an Aegis if you want to hit some high ground here. And even if you have that on, let's say, your Dragon Knight, and he goes and hits the tower, if he gets Tossback, he could just die twice.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
nice find.
The stun. XM is dead.
Can't stay alive forever in this game. He's done a good job at not dying, but eventually the slip-up is coming.
So 0-1-1 now for XM. I mean, Tundra's high ground, it's not like it's bad. It's just, yeah, by comparison, it's not close. I mean, Jakiro with a long-range spam, and then Skewer also, you know.
Oh, yeah, both teams will struggle to end this
Lasso.
game unless they get a team fight win first. I don't think, even with the second Aegis, I don't think it's just cut and dry, go and finish.
It's true.
By any means.
So
This one is Tundra's, though.
Yeah, they get a big pick-off on the XM, and now they lead to the Roche. Who takes this?
I'd like to see it on Magnus, I think.
It's a bit of a weird Aegis, right? But yeah, I guess Magnus would make the most sense. Yeah. DK transformation hero, Abaddon. I mean, does have Radiance, but it's already tanky enough. He's going to pop his ult to try to chase XM. Saksa. Oh, he's going to get clipped by the Echo Stomp, taking tons of damage from Ame, but the Earth Splitter not going to hit onto Saksa. He gets the lasso off in time, but dies shortly after. It's still going to be the trade that Tundra will take. 33 now getting low. He needs teammates nearby, and guess what? BZM shows up, and XXS not going to be stunned that long, thanks to the defense matrix. And even the coil being used on the Abaddon, finally, 33 will fall. as BZM, is he actually all alone? Whitemon finally making his way over. There's the RP from Dyrachyo coming out of nowhere. Do they have the stun lock on the puck? They do. Second death for XM.
XM even dodged the RP with a fast phase shift, but it doesn't matter because his other spells are on cooldown, so he comes out immediately into an Ice Path, and then they chain it with Dragon Tail. A nice response there again from Tundra. And they retain their Aegis, so 4 minutes of power play still coming up. It is all in all a relatively even gold exchange across the board with the 3 for 2, but still feels like Tundra are just step by step getting closer to where they want to be. And you see Ame's doing a lot of damage here, but the problem is the Bat Rider actually just gets to constantly stack him up, and he's just sitting there. He's just eating the Firefly for 10 seconds. Yeah. So eventually you're going to burn out. It was close to getting him out with Stampede. But 33 got him with the Radiance.
Dealing with Abaddon is such an annoyance. Like, they end up getting him, but it takes so long to kill him that all these reinforcements eventually arrive. Now see if we can see the dodge of the RP here. So coming out of the gate, nice. Using the
he orbs and then is insta Ice Path by Whitemon.
Yep. And it's a great counter to the old puck. Tier 2 tower in the top lane is now Tundra's. Still 3 minutes on the Aegis. As Xtreme Gaming now down 10K. And this looks to be a brooch for Ame.
It's a big damage upgrade. I think, so we've talked a little bit about this brooch of a lot of heroes are buying it right now. Some of them don't benefit from all the things. It's good on Tiny, surely, right?
Yeah, you got some spell life steal, sure. Skewer out, GQ.
Really hard for the crits.
Ice Path as well. Macro Pyre not going to do too much as the Stampede is initiated.
Ame is in an awkward position here. He has to try to TP. He'll be successful. Get out of there. 33 will force him out, and
Tormentor available.
Yep. They get everybody, they effectively flush Xtreme off the map. They're all in their base now, so Tundra have full map control and can choose to do whatever they want. That could be the Tormentor. Doesn't have to be. You don't have to kill this whenever it's available. There can be some merit to staying out on the map, because once you go to the Tormentor, you are giving up a little bit of space to the enemy team. If you have a chokehold, you can just wait. It's not like the Tormentor gets worse or that the enemy team will claim it. So I kind of like that they're not going for it here, but staying strong out in this position. Take the bottom tier 2 first.
Yep. Yet another tower for Tundra. Oh, Dyrachyo. He is all alone right now, but they have the outpost control. Is it going to matter? Another RP dodge, and the tree toss decapitates Dyrachyo, but lucky for him, he has a second life. BZM focus is now on Jin Q in the midst of all these March of the Machines. Dyrachyo can't get the blink off. Because he does not have a blink, Cinderin.
Yep.
It's the Harpoon in this case. All right, well, they get the Aegis.
They get the Aegis, and he used RP on nothing, so there's actually a moment of opportunity here for Xtreme, potentially, if they want to look for it.
And Dyrachyo really close to Nullifier, and being able to take off the defense matrix. Very, very, very strong.
Yeah, eyeing up a Hex next. Interesting. Thought we were going to see... I guess they want AC on the Dragon Knight because he's playing Green Dragon.
Wow, look at all these Gale Guards being built. Goodness.
Oh, they actually already have the AC on Abaddon. My goodness. I did not realize he was that close to his next item after the blink, but yeah, then surely they're not buying AC on the other two. It's a very good timing here from 33. Tower gone.
And that's all the tier 2s off the map. It's going to be a bit of a methodical push for Tundra. They're going to wait for the next Aegis. The only question is, when will Tormy be taken? You're right, it does take a bit of a trek to get there.
Yeah.
And you have every lane pushed in right now for the most part.
Man, Gale Guard is just... We talked about it last game, how some things introduced in the patch get nerfed, and then you realize just how powerful they were in the original version.
Yep.
I mean, you and I both, when we read the changelog, we were like, there's literally no way Gale Guard stays. The moment we read it, we were both like, what the fuck? It's like 400 barrier. They nerf it to 250. There's 6 of them in this game.
Yep.
Okay? Like, clearly...
Yeah, but now there's a nullifier, Cinder.
That's true.
That's a big counter.
Can you nullify this one? I'm assuming you can. It doesn't say that it's dispellable, but I think it is. All right, Tundra will finally get around to bot Tormentor. And Whitemon will claim himself a nice little liquid fire / frost upgrade. So we can now use both abilities together. Kind of nice.
13K is not insurmountable.
It is not, and it's, again, it's largely because of the nature of how the Radiant lineup works that this doesn't feel like a gimme victory for Tundra. There's a lot of barriers. Oh, nice line from Horatio.
My God. They are just using him like a human pinata, bouncing him around left and right. Ends up being a very easy kill. And now with the numbers advantage, let's see if they can poke the high ground. Remember, they don't have the Aegis right now. Roche is not back up quite yet. With this minus armor from BZM, he can at the very least do considerable damage. And now that 33 has arrived, it'll be even worse for Xtreme. Tower down. Rax exposed. Ame's not even close, so I assume they just give this up entirely.
Wow, really? They're not even trying to defend this lane with all 5 heroes alive and no Aegis? Okay.
The big waning rift into a double hoof stop with the coil to follow. Darashi has to pop the BKB. Will skewer away, though, and 33 at full HP thanks to his ult. As Ame finally comes to base, but might be too late.
What's up, guys? I'm back.
He's got his golden item, I suppose. And now they're going to smoke and try to catch.
Yeah, they know there's no Abaddon ult, and they know there's no Mag BKB.
Yeah, but Tail Guard activated. BZM invulnerable as a result.
No call on
high five. Okay, so that smoke gank does not materialize, really.
Yeah, I think what Xtreme would love to find a hoof stomp right now onto DK to start this, and they will actually be given that opportunity, but he just barely gets off to the right. I guess that's the end of that. So nothing really came from that. I was surprised to see them almost drop the lane before they mounted a defense, but because that's the type of fight that their lineup's so good for, right? You got to take those opportunities when the enemy is knocking on your high ground without an Aegis to try to find anything, but Tundra were able to cleanly disengage, only losing the Abaddon ult, which is now ready again.
So this next Roche fight, pretty damn important for Xtreme.
Yeah, okay, so I think they should take that fight if they can get set up properly. If it becomes hasty and last second rushed, I think they're better off giving the Aegis, actually, and fighting on high ground. Their lineup is so dependent on proper setup. But yeah, if they're ahead of the curve here and they get vision placed definitely do something.
They run into someone.
Nice blink out from Soxa. Nothing going to come from the smoke.
Good job from Soxa. Bait and switch. Yeah, so smoke revealed. And now there's a counter smoke from Tundra. See if they can find a target. Roche now up, by the way. Next time with his fence matrix already placed. Initiation onto Abaddon. He's already going to pop the ult, though. Daracho pops the BKB along with BZM, gets off the RP. It's only onto the Tinker. They do clean him up very easily, and Ame, despite having BKB, is just melting here. Double kill from BZM, and just like that, the fight's over. Xtreme have to back away. XM shows himself for some reason. Trying to maybe bait something out of this. He's going to dodge. That is quite the Echo Stomp. Unfortunately for Xtreme, they've already run out of steam, so no follow-up whatsoever. So this will be a free Roche for Tundra.
Great play call from BZM. He found a moment of weakness on Tinker. If Tinker is showing, insta-kill him. Just jump him, drop your stuff on him. They even RP'd him. Like, they just got to take the Tinker out of the equation. As soon as he's gone, you don't have to worry about the laser. You don't have to worry about the barriers. And the fight kind of plays itself. And all of that just set up by 33 blinking in head first on Abaddon, because he can't die.
Yeah.
So getting that intel.
Oh, Whitemon.
Very valuable.
Okay, he spots XM. Now we have a lasso. That is going to be a dead Elder Titan.
Yeah, I think this is ill-advised. You're just giving bonus kills now. I think this Roche, you just have to accept that it's lost. Like, you lost the fight leading into it. This was the moment that Xtreme needed to win. They didn't do it. And then just giving a little bit of extra over to Tundra here. Now Hex completed on the Mag. Have the Orchid on the DK. Is he close to Thorn? Pretty close now.
Abaddon with the Aegis.
XM.
Very interesting.
Oh, they found the Hex. Beautiful.
Oh boy, that is just adding insult to injury. He does have buyback, but if you have to use it, then like, what items are you ever gonna finish? Like, what does he have right now? He has Blink Parasma. 2 items.
Yep.
Parasma is quite expensive, but he's gonna be going for a defensive Lincolns, which I feel like in a game like this, don't you gotta go like YOLO mode and go for all aggressiveness.
I mean, at this point, maybe, but it was definitely not plan A to be in that position. But now that you're here, I don't know. Can he really trust that he's not going to get jumped by either Bat or DK? I think you kind of have to cover your bases.
Instantly hexed. Nullifier applied to him as well. He's going to be able to get the hoof stomp at 33. Borrow time activated. Soxa gets the lasso onto the Tinker. That's going to be an easy kill for BZM. They take out XXS as well. And Ame, all he can do is run away in shame as his second set of racks will be destroyed.
XM saving buyback for next game.
Oh, they never got the top melee. It was just the range, apparently. Yep. Harpoon into the skewer. Ame, he does get off the BKB, doing a decent amount of damage. 33 doesn't have ult, so might have to use that Aegis. As a big ET ult. Just not enough at this stage. You're just too far behind. But you can kind of see the idea of this lineup. If all those stars align when the net worth is at least, like, let's say even half of this.
Despite this game absolutely not going Xtreme's way, like you said, you can definitely see what they were going for, but Tundra just very well prepared and played the game. I love all of their itemization. I love the way they approach this, knowing that, okay, if Xtreme Gaming teamfights have to go in a specific fashion, we will do whatever to prevent the setup from happening. And they just... In this 35-minute game, I don't think I ever saw Tiny hit a hero in coil almost. Like, that is the level to which Tundra just ran the show.
From the Dazzle, so he just keeps going.
Well, let's see that play out, and let's see how the Veno will play out in his mid lane, and if Xtreme can force out a 3rd game to the series together with Sunsfan and Synderen.
Thank you, Shiver. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, despite what Fear seems to think that this game's already over, apparently. My goodness.
It's been a while since I've heard Fear that blunt. I think he recently played Faceless Void against Doom and got owned, and now he just thinks it's unplayable.
Yeah,
and
maybe he's right.
It could be.
We'll see.
There's a decent chance that whatever Doom Fear played against was worse than the Doom that is in this game. I would say mathematically there's a 99.9% chance that's the case. The 0.1% is that there's an undiscovered talent out there that's better at Doom than the best Doom in the world. That's where we're at for this. So. Yeah, I feel like this is, in a way, a little bit similar to the previous game in terms of drafts. Like, Xtreme have this massive team fight, but it's a one that's very contingent on landing specific spells that might not be the easiest to set up. And Tundra, they have mobility. They've got the Dragon Knight who's going to go Blink. They've got the Weaver. The Doom is going to have high move speed. And they're going to just try to skirmish them out of the game, I think. So, a clash of styles once again. Fear seems to think the laning stage for Tundra should be an absolute beatdown. I'm not sure just how one-sided this is going to be for that, but my biggest concern for Xtreme is just, can you line up the conditions that you need to fight? Because what's your catch? It's Magnus and it's Chrono. These are relatively counter-playable, you could say.
Yeah.
For the side of Tundra.
All right, there's so much to talk about this game. I'm very excited. So I guess we can start with the lane that we're watching. BZM on the Dazzle, XM on the Veno. I have no idea how this matchup goes.
Yeah, same.
The Veno ends up going for the Plague Carrier facet, which is, I think, the main one we've been seeing.
It's the only one.
Plague Wards can be placed on. I mean, the only time I've seen the Venomancer is, I forget what team was it, that jungles with it level 1. And obviously they would go with this facet.
That's been, Wildcard has been rating that higher than every other team. They've just flat out first picked.
And it's been owning for them. I think it's probably been banned in most games, for them at least. So yeah, adding the Plague Wards to yourself or teammates or whatever the case may be, very strong for chasing. And then the Dazzle, we got a little taste of that early in the tournament. Looked really strong, so kind of surprised to see it get through the bans, but still exciting to see some new heroes being played. Its XXS is just dead, apparently. And we haven't even talked about Whitemon playing Ringmaster. I have yet to cast this hero. So
we got Ringmaster, and Void skilled his ulti. Well, hasn't skilled it, but has it this game.
Yeah, okay.
Chronosphere.
I was going to say, he's already level 6. Wow. Impressive.
We've got a Chronosphere on our hands.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense with all the spells that they have at their disposal.
Yeah.
As more spam abilities onto 33. But yeah, what do you think of Ringmaster in the current form? This is going to be the original facet, if you want to call it that, with the whoopee cushion and whatnot.
Yeah, I think this hero is pretty solid. It's one of the best laners in the game as a 5, but the duration for which you find your major impact is relatively short, so you really need to take advantage of how strong this hero is on level 1, 2, and 3 in particular to get some of that advantage. But I think I've played this very little, but the way I feel about it in general is what makes the hero good for pro is if it's a good game for Escape Act, which they picked into Chrono or Time Zone. Either way, it's useful.
Yeah.
And if you have some sort of setup for Wheel of Wonder, where they have Dragon Tail at the very least here to do that with.
Okay.
Putting some serious pressure onto XXS here.
Yeah, Whitemon throwing out those darts. Very good against
Big
these
damage.
really high HP heroes. XXS will live, but just barely.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And maybe this is the solution to Dazzle. Just don't lane. That's why they picked the Veno. This is Xtreme's best pick to get farmed without laning against a hero.
I wonder how many creeps he's missing in terms of XP and farm in the mid lane. As he goes
BZM,
in the
this
jungle.
is awkward.
Yeah, that is a lot of slow. BZM, is he just dead here? Gets off picks up the water rune, but
He might just...
he's still slow to a crow. Gets
he's
off a
dead.
shadow wave, but he's going to tick down. Wow. XM getting a solo kill. That is huge for Xtreme.
He had all the time
Ame
in the
dies,
world.
though, and it all equalizes, apparently.
He had all the time in the world to TP to his mid tower.
Yeah, that's true.
He could have done that right away if he thought he was going to die. He just felt like he wasn't going to be chased down there.
Undyne looks like he's going to drop as well. Both members of Tundra very low. 33 is just going to TP out.
Yeah.
But they clean up pretty nicely in this bot lane. I mean, this is really strange because typically somebody would at least be leeching a little bit of the XP mid while this is happening. And this is the reason that Wildcard does this. What?
Oh, he switched out to the tower. I was like,
Yes.
how did he die to Jakira that late?
But playing it as support, obviously leaving your offlaner all alone, it makes a little bit more sense than just leaving your mid lane entirely. But he's trying to get the best of both worlds, it seems.
Yeah,
Look at the mid wave. Like, it's just dying to the tower. Nobody's getting this XP.
Who wants to sit mid right now? The hero that goes mid and leeches XP, you need to be able to justify it to whoever you leave alone. So if AA were to go mid and get a little extra XP, then you have XXS playing against DK Ringmaster alone.
All right, well, Jakiro finally makes his way over. BZM's already at half health as XM is going to be spotted by Sox, who gets off the swarm. And then play carrier is placed onto BZM. He does not have Grave. He is super dead. And it's going to spread to a couple more members, but there's a trade, and it's a big one. 1 for 2. So Tundra, I mean, that's the thing. BZM doesn't get any of the XP, but you do get 2 kills.
Yep. It's great news for Tundra to get levels on Weaver. I think this hero is extremely potent when it has a good start as a position 4. You have different build paths. Looks like in this game it's going to be the Urn first for Soxa. Can consider the Vessel against, in particular, the Void, but can also be kind of nice against a hero like Magnus. Just decent damage. You can go the Solar Crest route or Auras, or you can buy damage. I think it's a really cool part of this hero as a support is that it genuinely feels like every build is viable, depending on the type of game you're in. And that's obviously a great asset to have because your conditions from game to game will change. And just having that flexibility is very nice. Big damage onto mid tower from BZM with the Siege Wave. He's even going to glyph this.
Soxa from behind as well. Meanwhile, Doraccio is taking tons of magic damage. He gets cleaned up easily. Soxa is finally going to show himself. As XM has to be careful. He's going to get whipped by Whitemon.
Whitemon.
We didn't mention that the DK went for the Frost Dragon, by the way.
Yep.
So attack slow, speed, and healing reduction.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's kind of weird, though, because they don't really have that tanky of a lineup on Xtreme.
Yeah, I would have expected green here as well, especially considering they're playing with the Swarm and with Dazzle Weave.
Yeah, they have a lot of minus armor potential.
It seems like a great green game.
Soxa, he's skewered up. Undyne coming from the sideline. The whip is there. Soxa, ooh, he's going to get saved by Whitemon for the time being. He's going to use the Shikuchi as well as Daracho. He's going to be the recipient of the Veno ult, but XXS, he ticks out. As you can see, the new ult from Dazzle doing work here. And Daracho, so much damage over time, he's going to die as well. Double kill for XM. Undyne, he gets off the ice path just in time, but looks like he'll drop it. Another trade coming about. BZM still living. This is the 1v1 battle we've been waiting for. And it looks like BZM will come out on top, at least initially, but will he tick away? No. So BZM finally coming out on top of this 1v1 Veno versus Dazzle battle. Yeah, that was worth quite a bit of gold.
Okay, what's your take on Dazzle's build of not having a singular point engrave at level 8?
That's,
like,
every time I've seen it in this patch, that's been the case, though.
Yeah,
But yeah, against Veno.
It's one of those things where the other two abilities scale so incredibly well, but just a 1 value point engrave when you have your ult, at least. It heals a lot. Just, I don't know, I would have liked to see 4-1-2, maybe, but...
Oh, first Doom of the game, on to Ame. 33 took a beating, but now he's going to try to chase this out. Ame
don't have any urn charges, so he might just live.
Is fine, it looks like. Gonna try to
around.
turn things around. Has the Chronosphere. Do they have the follow-up damage? Right clicks from Undyne might just be enough. 33 gets off the Infernal Blade, but 33 ends up dropping as Whitemon comes in with a big whip onto 2. Looks like Ame will be the trade.
That's the wheel.
1 for 1 as the Wheel of Wonder. Gaze upon it at your peril. Undyne dead. I have to say, Ringmaster, his abilities, other than the ult, the names are just awful to commentate. Like, I'm not going to ever say Tame the Beasts. I'm not going to say he escape acts. I'm not going to say he casts Impalement Art. Like, these are awful. But Wheel of Wonder
whip,
is great.
box, and dart.
Yeah, that's what I will be saying. I'm not saying Funhouse Mirror. I mean, Whoopee Cushion is, that's a good one, though. I'll give it
You like that one. What do you think the KDA of Ringmaster is right now?
Hold that thought, because 33's dead.
No, that's correct. TP into his immediate death.
How many games have been played?
No, I mean in this game. What's his KDA?
Oh, his KDA. 1-0-0.
All right, he's 7-1-0. It's good that you've been paying attention. Just testing you here, Ringmaster.
How did he get all the kills?
We talked about how this hero was strong in the early levels.
Incredible.
That's where you want the payoff, and well, Whitemon's been delivering.
What a beast!
Yeah, and you only saw one of them. So you even got the stealth kills.
Novel
Nice
projection. You can see the AA blast onto the original Dazzle, but there's not going to be much follow-up.
That's one thing about Dazzle, or AA against Dazzle, right? You're always going to hit Ice Blast on him. Because you can see where the real one is, because you can see the line that he draws with the ults. And, well, if he wants to dodge that, he has to...
Ooh.
Oh, can you even... Yeah, you can end Nothel Projection early and move, but that feels really bad.
Daracho dodging spells left and right. He has absolutely no mana, though, and no reinforcements either, so just a matter of time for XG to take him out in tow. XM getting credit for that one.
That will be the vessel for XM. Big item here.
Impalement Arts hits Jin Q right in the ass cheeks, and now the Wheel of Wonder to stop the TP. Down goes the Crystal Ice guy. Okay, I kind of like Impalement Arts now. I'm going to use that.
I think everything by comparison will be good compared to Crystal Ice. I think every spell will sound good.
What if I cast every hero like that? Green, venomous, disgusting, filthy creature. So I was actually thinking for Wheel of Wonder, because it's, I can just say wow when it's cast. Like if
like
we could
LD?
have, like exactly, LD's clip just plays wow whenever it's cast.
And Whitemon shows up, and he will.
Wow.
He will wow.
This is a cool hero, though. I'm really happy to see it. I'm hoping at some point to see the other facet, because I want to see the unicycle.
Yeah.
It just looks so fun to use.
It is really fun, but it's not very good.
You don't think it's very good?
I don't know. I think it's very, very contextual.
contextual.
Like we've talked about with Pro Dota, you generally like the facets that are more reliable and better the majority of the time. And the unicycle might be good once in a while. But all the Carney classics just seem they're easier to use, they're more reliable, and on average more impactful. The win rate on the hero is also significantly
I mean, you're
higher.
saying that the unicycle it's not reliable in terms of using it in a fight or something.
It's hard to get it off when you want to use it.
Just traversing from one place to another is great. It's
Yeah, for
Chronosphere.
travel, sure.
Bot lane. Undyne in the area as well, as the AA Blast is not going to hit.
Yes.
But the bash is there, and that should set up the ice path.
That'll do.
And Ame will get credit for that one. And speaking of Ame, haven't really seen the carry Void since been casting so much god-awful off-lane Void. God, I'm so sick of it, actually.
Wow.
He has I feel very strongly about it, just like Fear feels about this entire lineup of Xtreme Gaming. Mask of Madness, and it will be an eventual Maelstrom as the RP. What? Oh! Tentacle surprise from the creeps, and they kill off Doraccio. They are very angry that he is in their vicinity. They must back away immediately.
You know what they say. Don't fuck with the Marsh Mage. Wow, that was hard to get off my lips.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like you're having a stroke.
Marsh Mage. Speaking of awful names.
That's pretty bad. That's why I just call them all Polywog.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Ame's doomed, by the way. That's unfortunate. He might just die from that.
He is dead. Absolutely. Wow.
Well, the good news is every
kill and
time
gives it
Ame
up.
gets killed by 33, Fear gets a little bit happier. And happiness is a zero-sum game, Shannon. Every time somebody feels joy, someone must feel misery. And the Ame loses 2 points of joy, of which one gets absorbed by Fear and one by 33
Yeah, this is true.
on every Doom kill. And we would like to try to get Fear back to positive. He's been sitting in the minus for a while. He's very upset.
Yeah.
This game has been a -5 for him so far, so we need a lot of Doom kills to bring him back up.
Yeah, well, 33, he's been known to be a beast, so he might just oblige. Has the Midas, going for drums. And I assume this is Devil's Bargain. Yeah, so he can sell pretty much anything he wants.
Really nice play from him here. He pulled the creep wave the entire way up there, so he could kill one creep wave and 2 camps with 1 Scorched Earth, and it lines up perfectly with the 14-minute.
Ooh, XXS. He
Wisdom.
is sheeped, and the wheel, the wow is
art.
used.
Wow. Impalement arts.
It hits. The ticking is real. He's going to walk it off, though. Good reaction time from XXS.
Oh, cool. Are they going to trade Wisdoms? Looks like it. No, maybe not, actually. Ame, if he can't get over there, they could steal it. No, Jinkyu will just walk over. That was not out of the question that Soxa could have actually snuck his way in there and grabbed the double Wisdom, but they will get one each. One for the Doom and one for the AA. Jinkyu rushing the Gleipnir, or I'm assuming he will get the Atos first.
Oh.
Doesn't have to upgrade it. We saw him play this build the other day as well on his AA position 4. The Gleipnir, very strong.
It's very cool. I actually really like the changes to Gleipnir, other than the icon needs to change colors.
I think it's
looks too much like Maelstrom still.
It's one of my favorite changes of this patch is the
really
redesign of certain items. I think it was very clever.
Soxa is spotted. Do they have the lockdown?
They need to hit it.
Skewer into Ice Path, and the dust reveals.
Very nice
easy kill, but you can see the Dazzle already popping his ult with 33, not too far behind. Gets off the Doom. It is on to the mid Venomancer. Undying TP's out, lives as a result, as Whitemon was clipped by the Ice Blast, but he will box himself. As Ame, okay, we have a Chronosphere, but the WoW is right next to him, so he has to back away. Skewer from XXS. They take out Ringmaster. Interesting death animation. Is the RP now onto the Dazzle, but BGM and company will be able to turn this around, it seems, as XXS has bit off too much to chew.
Yeah, they did not have any follow-up to that RP at all. Ice Blast on cooldown, Jakiro not there. Faceless Void did his 200 damage that he can do currently in this stage
16,
of the game.
I didn't even realize. It's a minute past the Tormentor timing.
Oh.
Jin Q, he's going to be spotted. He's out of mana, so he's just dead. Doraccio will take it. Are they healthy enough to take this out? They have the Swarm at their disposal.
Dazzle is good for this. He's going to grave himself, I guarantee it.
I would hope.
Oh, he
lotuses. You
I think
guaranteed
also
wrong.
He graved himself.
Whitemon will be the recipient of the shard. So that's the spotlight, which has changed a bit. There's now 3 spotlights. And it provides mischance, it reveals invis, it deals damage to illusions.
It's actually kind of cool against Chrono. It's like a pseudo Dawn ulti, right? You just, when somebody gets Chronoed, you put Spotlight on them.
30% mischance.
30% miss for Void and Mag is not... I mean, the Mag is not going a right-click build, so you're effectively blocking off Void damage. But it's something. It's and it's very reliable. It's super easy to cast. It's got really long cast range. So... They'll make use of it. And if nothing else, you can use it for vision. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So
it still gives vision, right? There was something that was changed about this.
It used to be 1 spotlight, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you do get some sort of vision, right? It doesn't say it. I mean, you shine spotlights on it.
Surely
would not give
it
vision.
gives, yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Tower is under attack.
We'll see.
I guess there's no illusions in this game for it to kill.
Yeah,
I don't think Manta is on the,
I would say that
on
on average with shards, it's a weaker one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Which, you know, that's fine for a new hero. You don't know how busted it's going to be,
Radiant's
etc.,
top
etc.
tower is under attack.
Saksa hanging around
Yeah.
on the wrong side of the map.
Well, it could very much be the right side of the map if they manage to collapse here onto Ame, because Saksa knows Ame wants to go and farm. He's actually just going to block the camp.
Doracio's coming.
Just being
Okay,
annoying.
they spot him. Time dilation.
Bait out a TP. They're not going to guess he ran south here either.
Saksa spotted
He'll show them
again.
He's being
And
super
Ice Path misses,
annoying.
but they're going to use Chrono to kill him. All right.
Had enough of him.
That's a big spell down.
It is.
And Tundra seemed to be in good spirits after that as 33 jumps in, gets the hoof stomp off, along with the Doom onto the Magnus. The Undying ult comes out
What an insane impalement art from
as
Whitemon.
Doraccio just slaps him away.
That was such a good
And
snipe.
eventually the Magnus will fall as well as XXX actually drops. As Dazzle ends up ticking out as well, but a Dragon Tail from Doraccio into the 33 stun as well. Void is dead. Ame, big kill for Tundra as Jin Q getting right-clicked up close and personal to the Dragon as everybody is dying here.
Yeah.
9 out of the
Crazy.
10 heroes died in this fight if you want to count Sox at the beginning.
And RP was unused, and the Chrono was killing just the Weaver.
Yeah.
So, I guess, silver lining there for the side of Xtreme. They actually got an okay-ish outcome there, all things considered. They definitely have the damage for the time being. What do you make of Doraccio buying Mjolnir on DK when he's not playing against an illusion hero? So we saw, this was the build we saw, we're obviously seeing the replay of that impalement art onto Magnus was really good. It was like max range from Whitemon just playing on the limits. And 33 ran him down. So we saw Nightfall go for Mjolnir earlier on DK, but that was against Terrorblade. He didn't win. But this one, is it? He's also playing Frost Dragon. I'm not sure
what would you have preferred? AC or something?
I mean,
Or minus armor?
The classic thing you did on DK in 737 was Armlet Mask of Madness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then into Sanjin Yasha or Blink and BKB. I'm just I'm not saying this is bad. It's just I'm not sure what the idea is, if there's something obvious that I'm missing. That's why you get Mjolnir in a game like this, because we're not always seeing carry Dragon Knights go Mjolnir. Maybe the item's just that good. Like maybe
I think it's fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem
this
with it.
patch, maybe you just buy this on carries in general.
Horn Toss now at the ready for XXS, and they're going to smoke up for the reveal. As RP, of course. And if this fight goes well for either team, then Roche is available for the taking, as we have seen how important that objective still is to this day. I love that it's in the river again, by the way. My goodness, the fights, it's just make things way more interesting.
Yeah.
360-degree access to good old Roche. Yeah, very close game here. Tundra with a slight lead at the moment. That smoke turns into basically nothing.
It feels like a game that's largely in the later portions going to come down to can Ame get a good chrono or not. I think there's so much pressure on the Void here, which is what I personally feel like those are the worst Void games at a pro level, is where you rely on chrono. I think it's nice when chrono has a clear purpose, like there's one specific hero that you want to kill, or if your other abilities are really valuable, like time dilation. But in this game, it's just Ame hit chrono so we can Ice Blast and burst someone. And
well,
at this level, the players are generally
true,
really good at counterplaying it.
You have RP that's similar function, right? So you have 2 cracks at it, kind of.
Yeah, but is that... I'm very happy he bought the Axe for the Horn Toss, because I think you want a lower commitment catch. That's what they need lineup-wise, right? So when we've seen teams play this RP plus Chrono, it doesn't always end well, because you have 2 of the same like big teamfight ults with long cooldowns. If you miss one, or if the... especially if you overlap. If you see the same opportunity. It also makes it easier for the enemy team to itemize against you, right? Because you know, all right, the problem is these 2 big-ass ults that we just need to survive. So you can start itemizing single target strong saves. You have Escape Act, you put maybe E-Blade into the mix, Glimmers. Yeah. This is not a great E-Blade game, to be fair. But against Void in general, that is sometimes the solution you can do, right?
There's the Horn Toss. Can he get time lapse off? Nope.
No, he cannot.
That's the reveal.
I think he's the man to watch in the game right now. XXS. It's
33.
It's going to be Horn Toss picks that Xtreme will be looking for. Okay, they're feeling bold. Straight into Roche's house.
Okay.
And, well, they have good ways to get vision. When you're playing Venomancer, this is one of the luxuries of this hero, is you can counter... You can get vision in all the entrance points into the river.
Impalement Arts hits Roshan. He's a bloody mess.
He's done. He's going out. Oh, he's back. Well, we're gonna try again, Ame. Yep.
He's at half health, and Tundra, they have everything. It's just they don't have tons of AoE. As Jakiro is gonna be blocking these knives now. Impalement Arts again. Swarm comes out as well. Ame gets the Aegis. And Xtreme get Roche in general. Another Impalement Arts. God, that is so annoying to say. The knife hits him. Gleipnir there for Jin Q, so bigger AoE on his ult. Actually, I didn't even notice the facet that he took. What was it? Oh, it's just the reducing of strength. As we're going to see Soxa get caught out, but he time lapses away. 33. Ooh, nice Lotus. Going to prevent the Doom. And just like that, Tundra will have to back away.
Yeah, Ice Blast. Thrown out the window for Xtreme. We'll have it ready soon, though. Not connecting that time around. So, okay. I don't know this. I'm just wondering, Ice Blast has a starting radius. Hang on, we'll wait with that. Soxa,
he's spotted. There's the Horn Toss onto the Ringmaster. He boxes himself, though. Escape Art, indeed. He puts the World of Warcraft down along with the Chronosphere from Ame. Do they have the damage, though? These are some tanky-ass targets. Tarachi is going to get great from afar after the Dazzle ult is placed. RP on the solo Doom, 33. Getting quite low. Gets off the stomp but dies shortly after. AA Blast, it does clip the DK, and he will tick away as a result. 4 dead for Tundra. Aegis was consumed on the Xtreme side.
But that's such a big moment. This is the point in the game that Dazzle wants to not necessarily end the game, but he wants to crush right now. And he is just not getting to play the game his way. These fights... The Horn Toss starting it off is really nice here, and obviously Soxa doesn't have ult either. He just Shukuchi'd in here to give info and vision and get off the swarm, but now completely compromised. And this Chrono's beautiful from Ame. It clips Doom on the edge while he's BKB, so his entire BKB is spent on nothing, basically. Comes out, and they even RP him as a follow-up, so well done.
That worked out quite well for Xtreme.
So
how is Tundra looking for a fight against the Aegis?
Okay, do you think, first of all, do you know exactly how Ice Blast works with how it expands the further it travels? Do you know if it's percentage based or is it just...
I don't know.
Because the reason I'm asking is, if you go Gleipnir on this hero, maybe the initial Ice Blast radius is bigger. And if it scales by percent rather than flat amount, it would get very much bigger
right.
when it travels further with Gleipnir, right?
Yeah, not sure.
I wonder... It doesn't say that. Oh, wait. So here it says, the area of effect is 275 plus 50 times time traveled, capped at 1,000. So it's not percentage based, it's just based on time. Okay.
Very interesting.
That is kind of interesting.
I wasn't being sarcastic.
Thank you. I don't believe you.
All right, we have a... Well, this used to be the Roshoff. Now it's a Tormioff, which doesn't have the same ring to it. I have to say, that sounds awful. We're going to have to think of a new one for that. 4 smoked here on Tundra's side.
It's Torment time, champ. That's still good enough.
I guess.
It's Torment time.
Jin Q.
It's 2-team Torment time.
They spot Soxa there. He's going to get skewered back after the horn toss. Yule's up. Has the time lapse, of course, as the Wheel of Wonder is placed and Venomancer again tanking it all. He's going to die immediately.
Yeah. Is this enough to Torment up, though? I don't think it is.
Nice
They
blast.
did take some serious damage. They can obviously heal this off with Dazzle as soon as the blast ends. Maybe it is enough. We'll see.
We will indeed. Drums are popped. XXS, he wants more. Again, Soxa is the recipient of this. Do they have the damage? There's the Dazzle Grave, keeping him alive. The RP only onto 1, and now it's in a defensive measure as Doraccio is just right-clicking to his heart's content. Chronosphere onto 2, but a nice save coming out from the Ringmaster as well. Will it matter, though? 33 finally gets off the ult, and that is on the Faceless Void. Somewhere, Fear is smiling as Dazzle will claim the kill. Ame dead, and that should be Torment time for Tundra.
Under attack.
We're seeing it right there where we talked about the saves. That time they get off the escape act, they get off the full shallow grave. Unlike a half shallow grave, I don't know where I was going with that.
What is the cooldown of Novel Projection? Has to use it twice. It's a 50-second cooldown, huh? It's a long fight though.
Yeah, wait.
Arcane Rune.
Oh, so it counted. Well, did it count from... Was the fight even 35 seconds? Yeah, maybe it was. I guess it was. It's got it off barely twice. And he also has Octarine now. So,
My goodness.
yep. And they will Tormus too. Oh, might steal it.
Oh.
That was pretty close, actually.
That would have been sick. Shard goes to Soxa.
It's a good shard for farming. Gives you a nice wave clear. Every time you Shukuchi through the wave, you fire off a Geminate attack. He also has to Shukuchi damage talent on level 10. So if Soxa wants, the opportunity to find a lot more farm has just unlocked.
I think when you play Core Weaver, that's probably a top 10 shard in the game.
It's really good.
You buy that pretty much immediately.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of like, it's Weaver's version of the Tiny Shard. Tiny Carry also buys it for the farm efficiency, right?
Man.
And then more damage in fights. It's kind
Good
of similar.
instincts from BZM. Tundra now sporting a 9k lead. And let's get some item updates. So XM had the Midas, apparently. Spirit Vessel, Force Staff, and Lotus. So very utility-based.
Yeah. Not so tanky, but that's Veno in a nutshell, though.
Yeah.
And also, he went for the Gale Guard with Greedy on it. So he deals 40 damage per attack on Veno. He went for the gold.
Undyne is on the other side of the map here.
Yeah, he got found, surprisingly, on the enemy side.
Yeah, that is
Who
surprising.
would have thought they would find him there?
So Ame, he looks like he's going for the Lincoln, so he doesn't want to get doomed anymore. And the only issue with that is, actually, how does Congregations of the Deep work for Doom? Is it like Impale, where, like in terms of the interactions with Lincoln?
I don't think it breaks Lincolns. It's like a mini Ravage, right? So it should just be...
Oh, it sends it out in all directions.
It's just you are the center of it, and it just spreads out in a small radius.
Maybe he needs to go for something to proc that Lincolns once he sees it.
It is actually kind of similar to Hoof Stomp, right? If you think about it.
Okay, we have the bring back onto Doraccio, but they don't have the lockdown. Now they do. Double Chronosphere. Ringmaster is first. BKB already ended. As 33 is going to jump in, tries to get out the Doom. It's actually reflected now, so they both have to deal with it. Down goes Ame. Nice grave to save the Dragon Knight for a little bit longer, but eventually Doraccio does fall, so 2 for 1. And Soxa having a right-click battle with the Magnus. XXS is going to get scared away by BZM.
There's a world there where Ame survives if they didn't use Ice Blast prior to the Chrono, because it forced them to stick around for so much longer to kill the DK, and then he got doomed and couldn't get out. It's still okay for Xtreme, of course. They get the 2-for-1 trade, but still feels like what we're looking at now is the next Roche. And if Tundra get lucky, it could be up before Chrono is. 90 seconds on that. And Roche, it's a short spawn timer. Now, this clock still is weird.
You're going to have to decipher this for me.
So you see the little glowing light.
The glowing one, yeah.
The little glowing one is when he spawns. So that is less than a minute out.
All right, very good.
As the dial is moving.
Please.
But I feel like this clock used to be better.
Please, of course. Please fix this clock, Val. Please. I'm not smart enough to read whatever this is.
It makes a lot of sense, though, for
I don't like
Valve
analog.
time. It's Valve time. It's really inaccurate. So it has to. This is actually the clock they have in their office. It doesn't have. It has one dial on it. So then they can claim it's whatever time they want.
Yeah, very true.
So he should be spawning within 2 seconds now. 1, 2. There it is.
Look
All right.
at you.
Very
Look at
good.
you.
Clock works, Shannon. Broken clock is right twice a day.
That's right.
And Roshan's clock is broken every day.
It sure is.
Lincoln's for the uncrowned king himself.
Yep. And he's going MKB next. Wait. Am I missing something? What is the MKB for?
It's really good damage.
I mean, so is Daedalus.
That's true.
Is there something giving mischance that I'm forgetting about?
Spotlight, but
Yeah, I don't even
have
know.
they used it yet? Has he cast it?
They probably have. It's been...
I feel like we would notice if he cast Spotlight, right?
let's pay attention then.
Okay. Sorry.
Let's pay attention. I mean, he's used Strongman Tonic probably. I haven't noticed that.
Yeah.
Whoopee Cushion as well. Haven't noticed that. I have
Big
noticed the
moment here.
Funhouse Mirror, though.
Okay.
And Impalement Arts. I'm just naming all his skills. Tame the Beast.
But have you noticed his dust of appearance?
I have.
Here come the smokes. Big
Bubble
moment.
Smoke,
XX
Clash
Slash.
33. They he
nobody
misses
gets
the
caught.
Congregations of the Deep. Hits nothing.
They blinked across each other.
Oh
but
my
here
goodness,
comes
this is an aggressive
What
play.
the
Chronos
fuck is
here
that?
onto DK. Doraccio, he gets saved.
He's dead.
And he's dead. Doraccio does it again as XXS. He does not use his RP, but
Ice
the A
Blast
blast
on
does connect
BZM.
onto the Dazzle.
He'll get out with Glimmer.
Impalement Arts again being thrown.
That was just... Okay, when Doom has to disengage from being caught, you call that play off. That was
stun
insane.
lock. He does have time lapse. He will use it.
Okay.
Shikuchi in 2.
He might actually live
He's
here.
fine.
Yeah. Wow.
What? These fights are so weird.
So...
33, he's not done. He wants to go. He pops the Shivas. And there's the Wheel of Wonder. It does connect onto the Magnets. This should be a freebie for Tundra as a result. RP was used just before his death. Not really doing too much. Nice save.
Spotlight.
Now, Ame's Spotlight was finally used. Thank you, Cinder. And Ame with the BKB pounding upon 33. Has to time walk away, though. Whitemon and 33 getting really low, ticking away, but BZM in the back line keeping 33 safe. Whitemon will not be this recipient. He's going to use Funhouse Mirror, will not trick them. As Cushion is used. He's actually going to be able to TP out. No, the Gleipnir at the right moment.
Close call.
It's going to lead to his death eventually.
For so long. Yeah, these fights are scrappy, man. It's really about who gets the jump and who has information. And that's why that fight was so crazy, was 33 and XXS blinked across each other and tried to get the catch, and they both missed their spell because of it. So the Congregation missed, and then the Skewer missed. And then Doraccio just went in there. And it's the right mindset, don't get me wrong. I think Dragon Knight needs to get in there and get involved, just not after Doom has disengaged. They do, I think throwing Dragon Knight into the mix and using him to soak up a ton of spells is actually not a bad idea. When you can keep him alive with the Grave and with the Impalement act. Close enough. And that's...
All right, Blast hits 2.
Nice
Clips
pass back.
the Weaver
okay,
as
get out
well.
of there.
That's a lot of damage.
That's an oven. Out. Nice little pyrolysis.
Oh, XXS, yeah.
Found a Weaver Swarm.
Used the Horn Toss, so that's down for 30. So that cooldown's going to essentially be aligned with his RP now.
Roshan will roar. He's upset that all the guests left.
Well, BZM using his ult already and DK form as well. Yeah. This is a good opportunity for Xtreme to try to steal the old Roche here.
Yeah. Keep scouting with the swarm. Not going to find anything
They're
though.
gonna
The smoke.
I mean, Tundra, maybe they just have to give it up. This would be a very difficult fight. Wrapping around 33. Oh, the smoke actually popped for XXS.
It's my favorite Christmas song.
What?
Wrapping around the 33. It's a good one. All right, Roche.
To the pit. We have DK Ags now, so Black Dragon at the disposal.
The swarm is going to help them, but also get vision.
Impalement Art, careful. That's a dart. Sox is going to show himself. He's going to get sheep. Gleipnir as well. I think he's fine, though. As Roshan belches to the glee of everyone. Nothal projection. He's going to get the poison touch sheep. But that's going to end relatively soon, so another ult down. As Ice Path is going to connect. Going to keep the Weaver in place, but you can see XM getting focused by the DK, who's just going to get solo chronoed. AE Blast is coming, but the escape art hits him. He's going to be saved for the time being. Spotlight on top. He gets Grave, though. Will he be able to get out on time? Black Dragon, so he can get anywhere he wants. The RP finally comes out, and Dyrachyo dies as a result. 33. Tendrils of the Deep have been activated. Wheel of Wonder as well. Just throwing out random names at this point. 33 going to get jumped in by Ame. That's a buyback onto the Jakiro. Grave again into the escape art. 33 is going to be fine. They have so much kiting potential on the side of Tundra. But now they're slowed to a crawl as Jin Q. Gleipnir onto 2. Whitemon burning away as Ame takes out Soxa on the back line.
Soxa takes out XX.
Roshan is just watching throughout all of this. And A-Blast coming to get 33, jumping in. He wants to get the road. He snatches the Aegis. Very nicely done. Aegis consumed, though. This will likely lead to his death, but well worth it. Nothal projection, though, is going to be able to keep alive. Doom is applied to Ame. Has to be super careful now. Looks like he might just drop in the pit. No way to heal at all. And 33 and Soxa on the chase. Jin Q, TP canceled via the Yules. Undying will drop on the high ground as well. And Jin Q, left to his own devices, will be killed off. Tundra snatch the Aegis and somehow win this fight. Crazy.
Incredible.
Wow.
Look at those damage numbers from the Dazzle and the Void, just putting their teams on their backs.
BZM backline like forever.
Yeah.
Nobody ever catches up to him.
He had such a high impact in that fight. And again, this was another example of the problem for DK in this game. He's just going to get Chrono, Ice Blasted, and die. They used all their saves on him, and he still dies. You're going to see the replay here. So Dyrachyo's going to come in and almost kill XM. I really like this play for the angle. Super close. Just any backup from his team would get it done. This Chrono somehow clips Doom to the south, which actually makes a really big difference. And there you go. He gets boxed, he gets Grave, but it lasts forever, the Ice Blast. They can't get it off.
Man, that was a crazy fight.
Super, super high-skilled plays from basically everyone there. Imagine XM dies to Dyrachyo on the opener.
Yeah.
Then this fight is just a flat-out Tundra
100%,
complete beatdown, but needed a little bit extra. Maybe a swarm there, maybe the Weaver connecting somehow from the flank would have helped. But this sequence here, you can totally understand why Xtreme Gaming feel like they're just owning this fight. There's like 2 or 3 enemy heroes below half health. You have the angle here, but this play from 33 with the spotlight as well, giving vision. Really nice.
Yeah, terrific snatch from 33. But this Dazzle, man, is just doing so much work.
This hero is banned a lot for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, if you were playing this game, and obviously I know the easy answer is ban the hero, but what do you do in the fights?
I think Shadowblade is something they need to consider here. So that if they can get vision on the Dazzle and then catch him in the Chrono, I think that's the best target.
Okay.
Chrono the Dazzle out, take him out with Ame. You know for a fact that if you get on top of him, you have a guaranteed Ice Blast connection if Nothal projection is running. So you take him 100-0 pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just can't get saved.
Yeah, normally with, BZM has Shard, so it allows him to activate its ult while stunned, but Chrono obviously
just doesn't
a
matter.
different story.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it won't matter. If he gets caught, he will die, and Shadowblade is the way to set that up, I think, for their heroes. But nobody's eyeing it up right now. Ame went for the Revenant's Brooch.
Yeah, everybody loves this item.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's good, genuinely. Am I crazy? I'm sure it's good. It's not an item that's that obvious when you watch the fights.
I'm unsure about the math. That's the thing. Like, you need to... I'm going to compare this item mainly to Daedalus, right? Because that's the other item you would get for the crit out of the Chrysalis. But if you're not using the Spell Lifesteal component at all, it's just a matter of how good are the magical crits. And ignoring the armor is obviously really powerful against heroes like Dragon Knight and Doom. So maybe it just is that good that even if the Spell Lifesteal is irrelevant to you, it might just inch out the Daedalus slightly on value. What was I going to say? Ags on Whitemon. 2 impalement. Fuck, I'll get it right eventually. Escape Ags.
Oh boy, 33 gets off the Doom. That is a dead Venno. No way to deal with that. Does have buyback though. 2 charges on the box is no joke though. Yeah,
to save against
crazy.
Void.
Oh, XXS, he gets 33, put onto the high ground. Ame doesn't really get the bashes that he wants. Going to force out the RP. AA blast to follow, but there is escape act number 1. And actually does damage on the way out. Chrono is set up pretty nicely. Wheel of Wonder is going to be completely ignored. Nice frame to save the Doom, but it feels like it's only a matter of time before he drops. Spotlight is very flashy. Doesn't do a whole lot, though. Buyback from the Venomancer. They've lost 2 on the side of Tundra.
Dyrachyo needs to get the hell out of here. He has TP. He's dead.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to save that for another day. Easy pickoff.
And they will get more than just this. This is 90 seconds. Sure, there's no Roshan. There is no Tormentor, but plenty of towers to claim. You can even threaten high ground here if you want. And Soxa being collateral in that Chrono, definitely not ideal for the side of Tundra. And also begs the question, is this an Axe Weaver game?
Tower is under attack.
Because
Another save.
you counterplay Ice Blast. No, it counts as a heal, doesn't it? It does. I think it counts as a heal.
I mean, it's
So
still
then-
good, though, against Chrono.
Well, if
you're
the
not caught
heroes
in it.
you're trying to save are Ice Blasted and therefore don't get the heal, it's kind of whatever, right? But I'm actually not positive. Because Sunder obviously works, but I think that's the only thing that would be helpful. So if Weaver could buy Sunder, he should do that.
I feel like there's a couple similar to Sunder, though.
What else
might be
heals
time
you
out.
during Ice Blast?
Lifestealer ult.
Middle tower is under attack.
Does it?
Oh, maybe not during, but you can wait it out. It's Ame. Okay, they.
Yeah, a lot of heals
There's
work
2
if you wait it
buybacks
out.
here. The Hex onto Ame. XXS gets the Skewer, and that's a dead Ringmaster.
No
They don't want to use buybacks on these cores right now because they're so close to spawning.
But don't worry, Dazzle's got it covered.
That's true. He can defend. Oh my God!
What?
What is this? Undying trying to TP out in shame. They lose Jin Q. The Jakiro barely lives, but that is a solo defense by
Wait, what
BCM.
happened?
That was a lot of damage somehow.
He did 12K? Do what?
I don't know. Congregations of the Deep into a Doom, and that is essentially a dieback onto
Wait.
XM. As
Can you get a
XXS
replay
getting
on that?
chased.
What in the world?
If he can just do 12k damage, then I mean, must have a lot of minus armor from Weave, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, he has Ags, right? So the Shadow Wave will apply an auto attack. But
Oh yeah, then never mind. Then it's fine.
Oh, another Congregations of the Deep. XXS is dead. Dyrachyo already in the base. They have a buyback onto the Magnus. They do have to be careful about this if you're looking out for Tundra right now. The Ags was just picked up by Undyne, so his ult is going to be pretty massive. But again, the issue is at most you're going to have 3 players for the next 20 seconds. Ame using that shard to his advantage. Bottom lane looks to be Tundra's. Still a full minute for Venomancer. No buyback here.
Can they get more than just one lane? I mean, if they fancy their chances, they can just keep going here.
Yeah, their building hitting kind of pathetic without the DK. And even then, it's not even the corrosive DK.
They will
So 3
show
members up for
respect
Xtreme.
here.
Yeah, of course, they should know the buyback situation on XM, though, because...
Spotlight!
Very big usage of Spotlight.
It's pretty.
Very cool. AA Blast.
Reminds me of the Triforce from
anything.
Zelda.
As Nothel Projection. being used to push everyone back from Xtreme to their fountain. What is happening? This is insane. As they're going to go for the second lane of Rax now. Poking away at it, but there's the Macropyre, Aghanim Scepter, and with these heroes coming back soon, maybe they get this second set. They will, surely.
Yeah.
Ame.
No.
Okay, XXS, he gets off the skewer into the RP. It's just on a single Dragon Knight. He's dead. Does have buyback. There's the Chronosphere. Eclipse Soxa. AA Blast is coming, but the Escape Arts is used. Dodges everything perfectly. There's the Grave on top of another Escape Art. This guy's just being covered in boxes constantly. World of Warcraft used again. Not going to hit any, not going to be applied to anybody because it's so old. They need to get Classic back in the fray. Cinder can catch up on that because he plays it all the time. Melee Rax is available still for the taking. Spotlight used again as a die. Watching them die to Dazzle like this is so sad. They did not finish the second set though.
No, that is true.
They could poke away at it, but gonna play it safe.
I don't know. I mean, this is just bizarre. It's actually just bizarre to watch Dazzle at work. Hey, what is this?
Oh, he's actually
Ice
using
Blast?
AA Blast for this.
A miss.
Soxa's fine. Still a tier 2 top. Feels like this is ultra late game. We're not quite there yet. Oh, hard toss, Soxa. He's been the recipient of so many of these spells.
Yeah.
Coming out from XXS.
Get out,
And
though.
a Novel projection. Using that blink dagger. I mean, that's one change they could make, I suppose. The item usage is just absurd on this hero.
Okay, where do you go from here now on Dazzle? What's the next item?
So yeah, you consume Ags and then... Well, the question is, do you want to keep Glimmer Cape?
It's going E-Blade.
What was this replay? What was this? Oh, is this the 12,000 damage?
Yeah, no, okay, let's just watch Dazzle do 12k damage here.
Okay.
So,
Right here. Okay.
poison.
There's 3 stacks.
Split up poison, split up poison.
Yeah.
Poison.
Oh my god. What?
This is not normal.
That doesn't seem right. That is...
That's a check in PC moment. All right, Roche.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, Soxa died. Okay. Well, he was out scouting.
Yeah, creating
and he will
space.
lose his gem.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Ice Blast.
Oh, it
Did flip.
too. Roshan's really low.
Aurora.
The BKB used on 33. He's going to jump in on Ame. He's going to time out to the high ground, but he's already doomed. Can he wait it out? Wheel of Wonder.
What?
This time onto XXS. He gets 4 steps to the high ground. He's going to be fine. Spotlight. Again, not that useful. XXS with the Shockwave now 33. Slowed to a crawl, and now he's on top of Jakiro Ag's ult. Escape Art needs used. Ame with the Chronosphere. Not really finding the exact target he was looking for. Pops the Refresher. Whitemon now on the run, as meanwhile Durachio was taking out Roche, gets the Aegis, as the Escape Arts continue to be used in very annoying fashion to try to dodge here. Ame has to be really careful, he about to BKB! Time walks to the other side, gets a lot of HP back as a result. Durachio now stuck in a very precarious spot, but he's gonna get shallow graved again, and finally Ame does drop. Has his buyback and the Chronosphere at its ready as well. XXS. On the southern side of the screen is Jin Q, taking damage from Soxa, who bought back in this. Finds one. Durachio still in his useless melee form as a Chronosphere from Ame, only finding Soxa, but they'll take anything they can get. That's a dieback onto him. Now Skewer up onto the DK, no RP needed. XXS saving it for another time. Durachio getting graved as a Nothel projection still going because he was just standing in the river all by himself. Durachio eventually will fall surely as the AA Blast comes out.
Okay, they found him. It's go
Finally
time.
found Dazzle into the RP. XXS, the whip actually cancels the skewer into the first save from Whitemon. He has a second to work with. Another Wheel of Wonder apparently available at his disposal as XXS with a beautiful skewer, and they kill everybody. It does cost them some buybacks. But
Finally,
my God.
finally they find the rat bastard in the back line.
Yeah, very hard to find somebody that's literally standing still the whole fight.
Oh my
They do
God,
have
an
4
insane
buybacks
fight.
on Tundra, though.
If possible, a replay of the start of that fight. I don't actually understand how he got doomed on Void after time walking. Did you notice? Like, he started casting Doom on him, and Ame time-walked, and the Doom arrived on him after he landed,
They might be using Counter-Strike subtick.
Yeah, that's it.
In this server, so that would explain it.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
All right, they're going to try to force some buybacks. I mean, 50 seconds of no DK, 50 seconds of no Dazzle. And this lane will be conceded. Well, I say that. They popped the fortification. Of course, it's going to refresh with this melee. By the way, there's a tier 1 bottom, just to give you an idea of the state of things. This is such a weird game right now. All right,
and it's still
fortification
extremely
refresh.
volatile. Anything can happen. 30 seconds will...
Yeah, they're going to poke at the tier 4. Oh, yeah. They're going to have to buy back.
Ame is
somebody. Fortification.
Alert,
out.
Ame in the jungle. Ladies and gentlemen.
What the...
He is farming. This is not a coordinated team effort.
What?
Ame does not believe in this push.
They get tier 4 number 1. All right, well, Tundra holds on to their buybacks. I guess it was worth it. And Ame just knew the whole time he wasn't going to be needed.
I think if he would have joined that from the start, they could have forced a buyback.
Oh,
potentially.
For sure. For sure.
But he's obviously careful himself. He knows that if he dies, the game is over. So he did expend his buyback for the previous fight. Now he has a disperser. Here's the replay. So look at this Doom here.
Okay, watching.
How's that possible?
That is... we've seen this before.
Isn't this like a
No,
frame
we've had this
perfect-
exact discussion like, well,
But didn't
6
that
months
get
ago.
fixed?
Does anything ever get
I
Thracio,
take it back.
horn toss, into the ice blast, into Kurol,
Peace.
down goes the DK. Does have buyback, but again, does not have ult. So that's 80 seconds of no ult. Doesn't have refresher or anything of the likes. And Roche, we won't know for a bit. I'll let you do the calculations on the clock there.
Yeah, okay, in 4 minutes.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, well, remind me.
Yeah,
remind me. Wake me up.
Well, it'll be in a minute and a half where it's possible, I think, right? So.
No.
No?
May respawn in 4 minutes 15.
All right, we'll see. I feel like it turns golden at 3 minutes, but we'll see.
What? That's not how time works.
Just shut your mouth, Synderen.
Okay, okay, got it.
BZM level 29. Any crazy talents that we should be discussing? I mean, the backtrack was taken quite a while ago. The HP and damage of the Plague Wards, which, I mean, those are really annoying to deal with.
I mean, the 25 talent on Whitemon might be really good if you can get there.
I don't even know what his 25s are. Let's see. Escape Act grants strong dispel and flying, or 100 wheel radius and range. But how does that work with... Because the AoE of Escape Act, there's only a certain area that you can walk in while in that, right? So it needs to be placed next to a cliff, essentially?
You can walk in any direction while you're in the box. You just can't walk over terrain.
Yeah, but there's a limit, right? Once you pass that limit, you're unboxed again.
Yeah, 500 units.
Very interesting, though. Very interesting. 54 minutes in the game now. And remember, this is just group stage. Xtreme has had some crazy games, though.
Yeah, they definitely have. They love playing their late games. When they get there, it's always a good show.
Oh, yeah.
They did not get there in game 1. This time, courtesy of Fear hating their lineup, they will, of course, get us to the hour mark.
Yeah, they'll make it competitive just for him.
Yeah. Aging by the minute, as are we all. Okay.
All right, well, what's the next item spike? Does it... I feel like a lot of these heroes are close to being capped out.
This is where my ignorance and Dazzle comes out a little bit, because I don't know what you replace in late game. I don't know what the idea is now with this E-Blade. He's going Aeon Disc to protect himself and try to survive longer against Ice Blast, but like technically speaking, you could swap out your treads, right? And then get something else in that slot. Maybe you buy more damage? Like, is Daedalus a thing on this hero?
Why not?
I genuinely don't see why not. I feel like maybe more damage would be nice.
Under with the smoke, looking for a connection. They scan. Nothing to be found. And Soxa has been their ward effectively this entire game. Has the Shikuchi talent, so can be invisible pretty much all the time now.
Yeah. It has the exact same cooldown as duration.
And he has Gem, of course, so
Or rather, it has longer duration. 4-second duration, 3-second cooldown. So you're perma-invis.
That's pretty crazy.
It's interesting talent, for sure.
Now there's a damage rune, if they spot it. And this is not one of those games where you get the second lane of racks and you have a huge advantage. Like the lanes, mega creeps probably will matter, but the later they go, the more you can deal with them.
Imagine if the sound for Shukuchi was a different sound. Imagine if it was the honking horn when he uses whoopee cushion.
That would be enjoyable.
Let's simulate that.
That was terrible.
Radiant's
That was actually just awful. That sounds like a dying animal.
Well, aren't we all?
True. Jin Q, level 25. 50% death rhyme slow / damage.
Okay.
Sounds good. Tough to tell sometimes in these fights.
Yeah.
Death rhyme's kind of a weird innate.
are under attack.
But they do have a lot of damage over time between him, Jakiro, and Veno.
Shannon,
Yeah.
we're 3 minutes out from tier 5s.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know
Thank you.
so that you can get excited, and the game will end in 2 minutes 30
It
seconds.
will, yeah, it's typically how it goes. So 33 has the refresher shard. So double doom with the Octarine as well. So not very long cooldowns here. It's both teams just posturing a bit. Almost every buyback is available. The only two that are not are on Extremes, and they're just cooldown related and about to be available now. So this will be a 10v10.
Is anyone level 30? Almost Dazzle. Very, very close. So he will get the weave increase, which is nice for sure.
So he'll do 16,000 damage instead of 12?
Something like that. I'm sure the math checks out in the end.
Yeah. definitely
Easily, the only player without the 25 talent is Whitemon, and he's quite far away. I guess the wisdom is... Oh man, math gets hard at this range. I only learned the table of 7s up until 35.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they just had it right at 56, so it'll be a while before he can get XP from that.
Yeah, you might get the XP from the tier 5 item that allows you to choose that.
True. Especially considering you can reroll it later.
Yeah. So for sure.
Could be a choice here.
Boots of Travel 2. Wow. We are really hitting late game items.
Yeah, we've got Travels 2 on Doom, Travels 2 on Dazzle, and on the Radiant side, Travels 2 on AA and Veno. A lot of traveling ahead.
All right, Roche. Soonish. Soon TM. Might have an engagement here,
Doracho
though.
is missing an item right now. His inventory is...
Ooh, Horn Toss onto absolutely nothing.
Lacking.
XXS. Lincoln's just popped. There's going to be Yules. Wheel of Wonder. He actually does get the great placement.
Oh, that's a good
Chrono
promo.
onto 2 heroes. Focus now onto Soxa, but the double escape act mitigating everything. So first Chrono ends up being completely useless. Soxa was clipped by the AL, has to walk away. 33 has the Agnum Scepter. Actually, no, that was reflected back onto him. He has to walk away now. Will pop the refresher.
The defensive Doom, a classic. Refresh Doom on yourself to run away.
Wow. Well,
that was really expensive for Tundra.
One hero died.
One hero died, but they used Refresh, they used their BKB, and...
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when all's said and done, this is still potentially contesting
It is
Roche
Octarine.
for the side of the Dire.
Yeah, they do have Octarine on the Doom. All right. It's time, Cinderin. First game on this patch for us. 60-minute items. What will they get? What will they craft?
Okay, let's think about what's the best thing they can get.
I feel like getting Swift Feet or whatever it's called.
Fleet-footed, good try.
Whatever.
Swift Feet.
Is he crafting that again? Oh my god.
I guess you want Titanic on Void, right? Like the
Status resist.
Leonardo DiCaprio Void build.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Sure. They're gonna go for the Void for the Roshan first. There is a Book of the Dead on the Dazzle with Audacious, so attack speed, extra magic damage, but he does take 10% more damage.
Audacious on Void is sick too, actually.
Yeah, because it can backtrack some of that.
100 attack speed, you're just bashing all the
Roshan
time.
half health. Soxa is going to be back up now, and there's the Belch. The Novel projection in the pit. AA Blast is coming. They want to go for the Dazzle.
Good reaction.
They want to go for the actual back of the Dazzle. AoE Doom is placed. Chronos here on the 3. Ice Blast to follow. Spotlight. I keep talking about it's not doing that much, but the Dazzle drops first. And the DK to follow. Doom as well. Xtreme Gaming. Huge fight for him so far. First buyback onto the DKs. 2 still available for Tundra, though. Into the Roche pit. Xtreme goes.
Tundra have done a really good job not getting hit in a...
Dyrachyo doesn't have DK
being caught in a tight spot with 3 hero chronos or 4 mans. I think that was Ame's first 3 or more hero
trying to go for a cheeky play, but it's just going to cause him to die.
That's not it.
So this is a Roche for Xtreme Gaming. That's Aegis for Fresher Shard, Cheese, everything.
Level 30 Void now. The first hero to crack it after Dazzle.
Boy. Yeah, and he's thinking about it. All right.
Gives him that Chronosphere AoE now, so big-ass Chrono.
Yeah, he's got some choices. Okay, he goes for the Stygian for the minus armor.
Titanic Stygian Desolator. That is pretty much the dream here. It was either that or Audacious, I think. But yeah, having that status resist and the base attack damage.
XM also went for Stygian, by the way.
Oh.
But takes Timeless as the enchantment.
Good comms. Good comms.
Yeah, those do not stack for sure.
That's really that great, but
I don't know what his other choices were. But
yeah, exactly.
Ame into the base. Remember, they don't have the buyback onto Dyrachyo or Soxa, for that matter. Another Stygian, but this time on the side of Tundra. And Spider Legs for Jin Q. This is going to be a lane of racks.
Just instantly ice blasting BZM in the fountain. They've had enough of him.
Yeah, they're
just keep him in there.
That shit. Tier 2 tower still up on the top lane, so no Mega Creep availability at the moment.
Venomancer with the Ag Synth, so now has Septic Shock.
Oh,
which
man.
does a lot of damage.
How many debuffs does he have?
Many.
Very many built-in debuffs.
Yes.
Soxa. Okay, 33 is going to jump in with the AoE Doom, but they have the answers. That is the Ice Path into the Macro Pyre. AA Blast to follow. 33 is done. That was super aggressive, and it was just him and Soxa.
Yeah, he's struggling to find Dooms now. He has to Doom himself and try to stick on the targets, but then counterplay with items becomes too big of an issue.
Yeah, that's tough.
Also, I don't know if that was a play to begin with, to be fair. I feel like he didn't necessarily really have the backup to go for that play for starters. Now he's going to have to buy back to defend his base in the final lane. Well, you can make a case for giving Megas over defending if you think.
Another AA Blast coming.
I blinked into it.
Ame trying to go for Mega Creeps. Impalement Arts misses. Roshan's banner placed. And Novel Projection pretty damn good at countering the Roche banner, I have to say. 40 seconds for 33. And there's the damage coming out again from BZM. Pretty absurd, but they'll brush it off this time. It's a fireball is placed to try to mitigate this as XXS gets the horn toss onto Dyrachyo. He's already at half HP. The Wheel of Wonder. Finally, the save comes out from BZM with a huge Chronosphere onto 3. Down goes Dyrachyo. No buyback in this game. BZM decimated as well. That's a dieback onto Whitemon, and that might do it for game number 2. An absolute barn burner. The 2 buybacks from Tundra, but that's all they have left in the tank.
Now watch Dazzle defend this somehow. Here it comes. Book of the Dead.
Oh boy. Dazzle's so strong. Imagine if you had a Daedalus here.
Yep.
There. Oh, they get the horn toss from the base. XXS looking for the RP. Will use it as 33 with the AoE Doom, trying his best to fight this out, but it's not to be. Another team wipe, and Xtreme Gaming will take us to a game number.
He does this time around. Which team will claim victory here? Let's head over to Sunspan and Synderen.
Thank you, Shiver. We have a lot of the same heroes we've been seeing, with a couple wrinkles in between, a couple different positions as well, with the Void going back to, well, I would say back to, but we've been seeing mostly offlane. This is a support face of the Void from Soxa. We get to see the chicken fingers himself, Rasta, and OD, final pick from Xtreme Gaming. We got to cast one game of this hero.
Yeah, we're the only ones who get to cast OD, apparently.
Yeah, that's terrific for us.
I love the pick, actually. I think
It's good against Abby, right?
if you think about XM's hero pool and how he generally has been playing, right? The heroes that I was looking at were OD, Razor, but Razor hasn't really seemed that great, and I don't think the matchup against DK in mid is actually even that good anymore. And then OD, I didn't even think of, but it just makes a ton of sense to me here. You're against these tanky heroes, including a Baton. You do a ton of damage. You have Astral Imprisonment as a save from either Time Zone or Chrono. In this case, it's going to be the Time Zone, but they don't know that for a fact at the time they picked this hero. That was exactly how Tundra were going to place their heroes. It was most likely, but you know, they could have still pivoted. Arcane Orb level 4 has 0 cooldown, so it's unaffected by time dilation. So that's also kind of an interesting thing here.
Yep.
And above all else, OD, when it gets Ags, is actually a very tanky hero. So I don't know how easy it's going to be for Tundra to kill it. So I think there's a lot of upsides, but we'll see. Obviously, like the panel was talking about ad nauseum, mid lane is the lane to watch when the runes start coming out, because BZM will want help to kill the OD and start taking the tower. And conversely, OD will be looking to try to win this lane.
I think the OD that we watched was Sumail, right?
Yes.
Is that the game he went 23 and whatever?
He was having a great game.
And then he bought Brooch.
I think he made one or two itemization errors, but I think his overall gameplay was very, very good that game. And it showcased that this hero, in the right conditions, can definitely do some damage.
And this has always been looked at, maybe not directly, but I feel like it's always been a good pick against Abaddon in general, because the Astral... Basically what happens is Abaddon goes in, you pop the borrowed time, he ends up running away. We've been seeing that a lot this tournament. Now you can just Astral him during his ult, and it kind of just wastes a bunch of time and keeps him in a precarious spot.
Yep.
And Doraccio playing the position 1 Tony. But we get to see XXS Magnus again. The panel was pretty certain that this was going to get banned. They let it through again, though.
Yeah.
And after that last game performance, I mean, if he can match that, they're going to have a really good chance in this.
I feel like this is a game where Tundra will want the trajectory of game 1, not the trajectory of game 2, even if they would have won. I think if the game reaches that stage and that pace, I really think Xtreme Gaming just flat out have more tools in the
He's
lane.
mega dead. Jin Q with the first blood. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, if this goes late, like, it's a PA mag and OD with double global silence. It's hard to itemize against that type of lineup late game. So for Tundra, I think the pace is going to be the key here. You want to play around your tanky heroes, play aggressively. Jin Q, by the way, speaking of aggressively,
He's dead, but
shackle.
XXS does have Skewer, so maybe he can get Doraccio. Jin Q actually lives. Wow.
Yep. If this Skewer were to land, there's been a lot of damage here.
Will he try for it? Tree toss. Gonna miss Jin Q. He's gonna use the Skewer just to get away instead. Doesn't want to deal with Whitemon anymore. 33 already super low in this bot lane. I think this is a very, very important lane for Tundra. We've seen 33 take over with the Abaddon.
Yep.
We haven't seen a ton of the support Faceless Void, but with the time zone, I feel like it makes a little bit more sense. But in terms of laning stage, how would you say that you would rate at position 4?
I think, so if you're playing with 4 Void, you need one of two things. You either need a really strong laner in terms of offense that can complement the time dilation.
Zaxa.
I think he'll be probably okay here with a shield. Yeah. So either you need an offensive partner that can play very aggressively around time dilation and do a lot of damage, or you need a defensive partner that can keep you both alive and can, most importantly, farm almost on its own, because you don't do that much, right?
Yeah.
On Void. And that is ultimately why this lane is in this state where PA should be able to find farm, because they can't really pressure that hard with this lane, but at the same time, they're also very hard to kill. And if this just turns into a farm lane, I think Ame is pretty happy, right? He just wants to get toward his early Battle Fury. He knows he'll have Empower to boot. He's going to be dealing ridiculous damage later in the game.
If they get to that point, of course.
Yeah, that's Tundra's goal, is to not let it get there. They wanna have a significant advantage at the 20-25 minute mark. They want to get the Tormentor. They want to get the Roche.
This is a pretty even lane in mid. DK versus OD.
Yeah, for the time being.
16-7 to 14-8. I mean, back in the day, it definitely was not close.
You'd think it gets harder for DK when OD hits level 5. You don't, even with 2 bracers, I think you cannot outlast the constant harassment of Astra.
Blood Grenade hitting both targets. Ame, is he just going to tick out here? It's going to be close. You just tank the tower with that robotic shield, but it runs out, and 33 now going to get turned around on. Oh boy. And
no
Ame
way if Saksa also dies here.
Time dilation.
Okay, he'll get him.
He will fall.
It's a trade.
Saksa will likely be traded out.
It's a trade. Saksa for
neutrals.
Oh, he's fine.
Oh, he's going to salve. Okay.
So it will be PA for the Abaddon only. I really thought Saksa was dead too, but close call on all fronts.
Avalanche. Ooh, okay. Well,
lose his foul play for 2 minutes.
What an innate that is.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. As Undyne, he's taking pressure as Saksa at 33 want to dive him. Time dilation applied only to the silencer. He will eventually die to...
Ame kills him.
Ame kills him, essentially. But Saksa...
Oh, Saksa got tower aggro.
Yep, and he's going to pay the ultimate price. 33 in a lot of trouble.
Wait,
doesn't have a shield for 2 seconds. It's going to be close. Ame, one move! Just gets it off in time.
He might run down anyway. He will.
Okay.
Wow.
He's the vision, and that's a double kill early on for a PA.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
He's almost level 5. This is looking like a great start for Xtreme.
Jin-Q making his way over. As you can see, the arcane. Okay, Undyne actually a little bit slow, but gets the last word off. Shackle under the tier 1 tower. BZM will walk it off, but...
That's that 6-minute rotation the panel was talking about. When it's time for power runes, both teams will show up with the numbers, but Saksa from just dying bottom was unable to connect. And Xtreme will force BZM back to base and get the amplify damage rune for Undyne to head down to bottom and have some fun with for the next 30 seconds.
I think 33 had to walk the whole way, by the way.
Yeah, looks like it.
Lots of XP missed. Very, very rough start for him on Abaddon.
This is what you sign up for when you pick Abaddon Void as a dual lane. Like you know what the risks are. Damage, not exactly the strength of this lane.
Now Dyrachyo working towards an Echo Saber as his first item. His bot lane aggression. Ame and Undyne just forcing out 33 and Saksa from the positions they want to go to. So Battle Fury for the PA eventually. One of the few heroes that will prioritize that basically every game.
Yeah. Even with Mag, you still get it.
There was a time where Maelstrom, very short time where Maelstrom was a thing years ago instead of Battle Fury. Feels like Battle Fury PA is and AM are like the 2 standards in Dota throughout most of the history. Saksa gonna try to help out 33. Time dilation onto 2. Ame, he can't blink strike for a while, but...
Yeah, now, he could actually have gone on Saksa there, I think, but might have been worried about a rotation from at secondary support, which is what Whitemon was cooking. He was coming from the southeast, but he was further away maybe than Ame would have anticipated. Don't underestimate how strong this PA can be when time dilation runs out. She has the Healing Lotus, so that little extra burst heal +1 charges against the pitiful damage of the Void. Once again, when time dilate runs out, don't really offer very much, except a couple of right clicks. If you're lucky, you get a bash. And PA will now crack level 6. Abaddon just cracking 5.
Sanities, and that is the death of Saksa.
Yeah.
Time dilate that.
Yeah, he had 264 mana, and XM had about 1,400, so...
Oh, Undyne. Whitemon makes his rotation over.
Successful.
Enough damage, but 33 dies to Ame. It's going to be a trade as Dyrachyo will TP in.
That's well worth it for him, for sure, for Dyrachyo. That is ending that killing spree. And
yeah, but 33 struggles continue.
They do, but getting the secondary kill there is nice, for sure. With the silencer already down to Jakiro. Getting some nice experience. Jakiro now hitting level 6.
I mean, XXS is almost level 7. 33 just beginning level 5. There's a pretty big discrepancy between the offlaners right now. And speaking of which,
no. If he dies
Skewer
here.
back.
Oh, no.
And Q, chicken fingers. But there's a double TP coming in. 33, no ult, obviously, as Ame is going to go in with the Phantom Strike. Has the crit available, but no vision now. We'll continue on. Daggers at the ready, but the tree line will be the friend of 33. But still, his game is, it feels very ruined at the moment.
Why did XXS not RP that?
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Oh, maybe he thought that he was level 6 on the Avatar. I don't know, actually.
He had it the whole time.
Yeah.
So, and he knew his PA was coming. Maybe he was just being greedy and thought they wouldn't need it, but that would have been such an enormous kill.
Yeah.
Because
Bottom
it was a
lane,
TP death.
Avalanche onto 3, but yeah, Dyrachyo hoping the Wild Wind Rippers will take it, and they do. My goodness.
Yeah, if only Ame didn't have Empower,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
Dyrachyo would have died to him instead. The little bit of extra damage. I think it might have also been what pulled the camp. I'm not sure if that was the cleave or not, but the dream outcome for Dyrachyo, since it's inevitable that he will die,
Yeah,
it's
Wild
best to the
Wings.
neutrals.
Wild Wings were not happy with chicken fingers on the other team, so they had to punish them.
Instantly TP's back bot on respawn.
Astral into nothing because the ice path is there in time for Whitemon. Shin-Q very quick. Look at him.
XM is 1,000 ahead of BZM, by the way, now. So now this mid lane is starting to show its colors. That's honestly huge, because this was what Fear was talking about. Like, what's the solution? We have not seen mid Dragon Knight really lose like this.
Oh, they're going to set up for a Shackle here, and that should be... Well, he doesn't have Sanity's Eclipse, and it's only a level 2 Arcane Orb, but they'll find it eventually. XM gets pretty low. A TP would have made a lot of difference there.
Absolutely, but that's the thing. The cores of Tundra have already TP'd to side lanes, so Abaddon TP'd top and the Tiny TP'd bot. And 33 just wants to be left alone for a little bit. Just wants to get some space here. We'll be eyeing up the Blade Mail.
Yeah, so can't go for the Radiance, at least not first.
Yeah, his game
Not
is too
having
bad,
a
I
game.
think. He's going Blade Mail to protect himself from OD. There's the time dilation, but no time zone yet.
That's one of the best taunts in the game.
Yeah.
Number 1, though, is Wraith King. Like, there's the one where he has the throne. It's not even close because it lasts forever. It's so long. That's what she said. 33 has to be careful. Has not skilled his ultimate yet. See if he has the fingers for it. We've seen this go awry before. He'll pop it. As a TP from BZM. Trying to bait them in. 33. Getting a bit low as there's the Dragon Tail from BZM onto Jin-Q, but Undying coming up from the top as the RP is expended this time. He's learned his lesson. 33 tumbles.
Another kill for Ame.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Will come at the cost of the bot tower, so Tundra gets something going their way here.
Are fortified.
But I am very curious to see the development of this game for BZM. That's the big concern here. How is Dragon Knight going to become a force to be reckoned with in this game when he loses his lane and he's playing against this enormous amounts of damage? Undying going to get cooked here by Whitemon. Might be enough.
Yeah,
it is.
He has rotation from other members of his team, so it'll be a trade of sorts, but BZM coming in with that Dragon form. Ame still time dilated.
He doesn't
Gets the
quite
Phantom
have the
Strike
mana for
off.
time zone. No, he does, but he's far.
Oh, he'll
that'll
get it
do.
now. And no Phantom Strike for you. So a big kill onto Ame will come for Tundra.
And BZM getting that is the perfect outcome, I think. They really, really need some gold on this guy.
I think 33 would beg to differ.
I'm pretty sure if you ask 33, he would rather have the kill on BZM.
Okay.
Because I think 33 wants to win the game. So, not sure, though. Never know. Maybe he cares more about his own personal experience than the victory.
I mean, he's won TIs, Cinderin. It's all individual from here.
Right.
Dyrachyo spotted here. XM. So what do you buy on OD in this game other than the Hurricane Pike? Is we have to hold that thought. Avalanche, toss, Jin-Q, scares off.
So he's eyeing up Witchblade. I guess Witchblade, Pike, and then Axe or BKB, I guess? Probably?
Okay.
I think. Oh, that's a fat stack.
That is nice. That is
PA
Empower
being
at
able
its
to
best.
farm that before Battle Fury will just accelerate the Battle Fury.
That's right. It's like an
Almost
endless loop.
has it. Yeah, and then when he has the Battle Fury, he can accelerate his next Battle Fury
Like
with
the-
that one.
The Great Show Dark. The
The
beginning
OD
is the
Pixel
end.
build.
And the end is the beginning, Cinderin.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
I will never forget that.
And they won't, I mean, that show never lets you forget it because they say it about 100 times in the course of 8 episodes.
Wow, that sounds like great writing.
Yep, they just had nothing else to write anymore.
What is dead may never die. It's also said like
True.
700 times, just in case you forgot.
Shrines will be traded. As a smoke rotation now from Xtreme. They have the global silence at the ready. Still a tier 1 mid.
Yeah, they would love to find an
Very
opening here.
pesky.
They have their global at the ready, so any sort of skewer play could just lead to a big kill. BZM showing himself.
Show.
Oh, if he gets
Astro
banished
available.
here.
There it is. Ice Path is placed, but XXS, he goes over it. Instead, the skewer with the global silence now leads to the kill onto BZM.
damage.
Saksa still silence. Will finally get the time zone off. He's just ticking away from this arcane curse. Dyrachyo finally makes his way over with an Avatos. Not quite enough for a kill yet as XXS will fake out the RP.
There's
They
that
do get the
banish.
2 supports onto the Xtreme Gaming side. As 33, no ult available anymore. As Ame, he goes in really deep. He's dying to the Blade Mail. RP a little bit too late to save the PA, but he gets it up to 2. Into the skewer as well. And I think this is where XG just cleans up. Dyrachyo, last remaining member of Tundra. Gets off a nice
there comes
avalanche.
Roche. Oh, they're
and
good.
okay, that was a little overhyped there.
God, I just want him to walk. He was almost walking through all 3
That
of
was
them.
close.
That's why it would have been so funny. I think
He needs to be faster.
they need to upgrade the Roche so that if there's more heroes in line, he plays bowling with them.
Yeah.
So he like takes one hero and tries to throw it through the other heroes and
Yeah,
get
just
it.
make it a mini game.
And then
for Roche.
if he gets a strike, there's like an applause that plays.
I'm up for that.
I was so excited, man. He was so close. It's been a lot of games since we've seen someone get thrown.
There should be like a 5% chance that when Roche is moving, he's on Ringmaster's unicycle, so he's really fast. I think that would be.
I think there should be 100% chance. That sounds great.
4K lead for Xtreme, so this was kind of flip-flop last game. I feel like Tundra had a decent lead around this stage of the game.
Yeah.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, the majority of the net worth difference here is just mid, right? It's a 3,000 lead for OD. That's apart from that, the cores are kind of going hand in hand. But PZM will finally get his dagger. Much later than he would have liked, but now they have the opportunity to initiate with him. The question is there enough follow-up damage? Because DK himself does not hit that hard right now. It's a blink stun and then level 4 breathe fire for 320 physical damage. We need that little bit extra. Jakiro takes some time to deal the damage. That's actually another nice part about Astral, is that you can outlast a lot of Jakiro's damage over time. Just have it expire while you're banished.
True.
So, have to wait and see if they
Tormy,
find
both
the
teams
catches.
2 minutes late to the party, but we're going to get the Tormy action nonetheless.
Dyrachyo with the Shadow Blade would love to be the initiator here and set something up for his team, but just too much uncertainty
Fortified.
around the map. We'll just yield for the time being, but it doesn't look like Tundra want to back out entirely.
Yeah, both teams a bit split.
No Tormentor today, Shannon.
I guess not.
Surprising.
Everyone's scared.
Oh, well, now Tundra will go because PA showed mid.
Okay. Yeah, they don't have a... This is where Keeper of the Light would really shine, being able to recall constantly.
The D-ward, but yeah,
Tundra looks like it's a freebie then.
Xtreme are too far away.
And who shall receive the shard? Oh, are they Roche attempting? They are. So Whitemon gets the shard. I mean, this is the theory craft from the beginning of the patch. You trade Tormy for Roche because they're opposite sides.
OD is great at roaching. Arcane Orb does so much pure damage.
All right.
PA with the crits.
So let's see
Anybody
how they
want
use
the
this.
Aegis?
Yeah,
Okay.
XM with the Aegis. Definitely the right choice at this stage of the game.
So he went for the Pike before the Witchblade. I think either order is fine here. So, but it was not what I expected. And yeah, he's queuing up both Axe and BKB after, so that I think he's kind of in the same mindset that, or in the same thought process as I was, which is both items are good. Which one do I want first, and do I want both?
Right.
I think he's going to wait and see what happens over the next 3 minutes while he finishes the Witchblade to
skewer RP, Ame finishes it.
Well, that's...
Yeah, I mean, I think BKB is like a must this game, right? Like, there's no way around it.
I mean, there technically is, because you have some decent protection, right? You have Global Silence. Shaman can hex you, right? Or was that the thing that got changed? That was the thing that got changed, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so you have Global, and you have your own Pike. I think if you go Ags, I don't know if you need the BKB at all this game. You might actually be able to play without it in its entirety. Because when you're that tanky and you see the game state and what damage Tundra have, I think if you want to kill XM, more than half the damage needs to come from Tiny.
Oh, Ice Path a little off the mark. Jin Q, he's actually going to get the ward trap. He dies for it. Oh, okay, into the Ice Path XXX goes, but the skewer onto Tiny is what they had in mind.
Uh-oh.
And
Soxa
that turned around real fast in favor of Xtreme. Soxa gonna have to use Time Zone in retreat, but he gets astraled. There's the Macro Pyre. Ice Path not gonna do too much, but he goes to the south on the other side of the trees. Ame will greet him, and this will be an eventual kill for Xtreme again. So 2 for 1, Age is still intact. Not the cleanest from Tundra there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Doracio's deaths are very expensive this game. There's so much riding on this Tiny. When the other 2 cores are not having the best of games and your position 4 does 0 damage, your carry has to pop off for the strategy to work here.
Yeah.
So I think even if Dorachio trades for the PA, if you trade 1 for 1 in kills, I don't even know if that's good right now. I think you really need just clear wins.
Yeah, BZM gonna help out 33, who pops his ult a little bit prematurely. Ama's gonna focus on the Dragon Knight and crits him to death. As Jin Q living thanks to foul play. That's a double for Ame. My goodness.
Tundra seem a little bit desperate in their playmaking choices right now. Oh my
He's
god,
not done yet. Triple kill for Ame. There's a random dragon trying to hide with the creeps. And now Ame is going to be super happy with this. He's top net worth in the game.
By far.
He's got the Battle Fury.
Oh, he sees Dorachio too. He's in on him.
No way.
Shadowblade. No dust. Hey, if Ame had dust, I'd have been able to almost run him down. With the help of XM. Oh, if Dorachio hits this wave.
Now he's going to show. Dorachio just standing there. Okay, he will show now.
It's a trap.
Ava, no toss. Hurricane Pike in time, BZM. Trying to close the gap. Does not get the Dragon Tail off, though. As the Astral is there, and Ame still in the vicinity. There's the Global Silence. BZM is just cleaned up easily by XM. That pure damage just rips him a new one.
This might be BZM's worst game of the tournament. Like, he just has nothing in this game at all. They cracked the code, Shannon, and they figured it out. They figured out how to deal with Dragon Knight. Here's the replay of the attempt onto the Shaman. Oh, wait, did he survive because of Raindrop against the Mist Coil? He did. So at least they would have got that trade, but not even getting that.
And
meanwhile,
33.
Yeah, gonna pop his ult again here.
Ult, but he's gonna be shackled.
Oh, he almost got overkilled. That was really, really close from Ame.
I think he's still dead. Although, from the south, you can see the Tiny coming in. Oh, XXS looking for a connection, just completely whiffs, so they'll have to settle for Soxa. As Dorachio in the middle of nowhere. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That is not what you want to see if you're a Tundra fan. He is going to get destroyed.
Oh, they
are just dropping like flies.
They look a bit disjointed. I think they're lost in this game. Like, the moves aren't completely organized. There's no... I think this is what can happen when you have a clear game plan. There's you have a vision for how things are going to work. And that you're so far off track now that I'm not sure if anybody truly has clear guidance right now for what they're going to need to try, right? If you're behind and you're playing against Silencer with Global Ready and against a hero with Save and a hero with Displacement, Xtreme have all 3 things. So the punishment when you fail now is extremely severe, and it's very hard to find clear moves that you could just be confident in. So I think Tundra are just uncertain about what they want to do, because 5-man smokes don't seem like an obvious win either, right? Like, who are you going to jump on that make you feel great about making that move? Maybe if you can burst and kill PA 100 to 0, that would be nice, but yeah, it's just a lot of uncertainty here, and it's only going to get worse. XM has Ags and 500 gold on the OD. He's 7-0-4. And with this Axe, he's going to be stupid tanky. I don't have the answer, Shannon. Do Tundra.
Well, I mean, we've seen bigger comebacks, no doubt about it. But yeah, it's just like the theoretical, conceptual side. Hard to imagine. Whitemon TP
Nice.
is fine.
Clutch escape. That's basically perfect. He has been playing great this series. His Ringmaster last game was also outstanding, despite the losing.
Oh, BZM.
Oh, no.
Oh, BZM.
Yep, well...
That is death number
4. The map feels small
It was
when
worse than that.
you're Dragon Knight and you can't even go farm on the other side of the river. All right, without checking, what item do you think he has in his quick buy on DK?
Oh, on DK?
Yeah.
BKB?
Ghost Scepter.
Oh, no.
And I think it's the best possible item he can buy. So I agree with it 100%. It's just,
Good
it shows
against
the state of the
OD,
game.
good against
PA. You know, you gotta try to
Well, if you
survive
go-
because
yeah.
spells off. But it's like Plan F, you know. But it's
Plan
the other plans are gone, so it's probably the best one that's left.
Okay.
But it's looking rough, man. It's hard for Tundra to really set anything up, but at the same time, I feel like if they just resort to splitting the map and farming, I don't really know what timing you're playing for, because I don't think there's no like key item where I'm like, yes, that's the one. Now they're gonna pop off, you know? I just see more of those items coming Xtreme's way with every passing minute.
Saksa looking for the Watcher, but he is gonna get perma-stunned.
1,
XM
2.
with Ame. Another easy kill. So 11k lead for Xtreme.
Roche can
Ame.
respawn soon as well.
Yeah.
And the Tormentor, in addition to that, they should know that Torm should be up any second now, or rather in a minute-ish. I think it was 17 that they did the trade Roche for
No,
Torm.
they were 2 minutes late, remember?
Yeah, so in 1 minute.
Yeah, okay.
About 27 would be the time to strike. And I think Xtreme should give up nothing now. They should claim both Roche and the Tormentor. They shouldn't take a trade. I don't think they need to. This OD has an extremely high effective HP right now. Let's see if they go on him here with
Yeah,
the
he
Roger.
has Ags.
I think he beats them 1v2. So I would not recommend this. Oh, now he... Okay, I thought it was an amplified
can't
damage.
see him.
That's not going to help them. Well, they have a sentry in mid, but...
Well, you do need to pop that Ags at some point, right? How long is the cooldown for Essence Flux? 80 seconds.
80 seconds, yeah.
So getting rid of that before the fight would be preferable, of course, but Tundra, I'm not sure how picky they can be.
But to give you an idea, he gets an all damage barrier for 65% of his max mana. That's 2,000
Yeah.
barrier. 2,000 barrier for 15 seconds.
Pretty good.
It's tough to deal with.
Pretty good.
They're so confident they're giving him a gem. And
Yeah,
they will
why not?
immediately deward with this.
Ame went for Manta, by the way, so doesn't want to deal with time dilation.
Yeah, makes sense. Also remove Breathe Fire. Kind of nice.
Rachio trying to go for the tier 1. He'll get it. Avalanches to ensure as the RP whiffs from XXS. They use Global Silence
Swing
as
and a
well,
miss.
so Xtreme, 2 big ults out the window.
You have to fight now on Tundra. You
Yeah,
have to fight or get the Tormentor, one or the other. Like, there's no
100%.
way you don't try to take advantage of this mistake. No global, no RP, no
Can
BKB mag.
Xtreme win a fight without those 2 ults? Well,
I think they're still
Why not?
favored, but you've got to try here.
Saksa runs into XM. There's the time dilation. And the Hex comes out onto the Abaddon. Finally, 33 pops the ult, but a nice ultimate onto 2 cores for Xtreme. Ame is dead. XM's Ags does proc. There's the toss-up. He's actually all alone. A huge sanity declips, but he might fall anyway. 2 big kills for Tundra. All they lose is Saksa. And the rest of Xtreme now gonna back away.
That is
Huge
super big. They also recover, or rather they steal the gem. So that's an additional 1,800 net
Man.
worth swing there.
And you gotta go for Roche or Tormi right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Tormentor is the safer play, but maybe Roche can also work. Guess with a Batten with Bloodthorn, this dies pretty quickly.
That's a
they'll
huge
get it.
turnaround.
All right.
We're back to a somewhat even game.
that is why you make aggressive moves when you have any sort of timing. So if they would have just sat back and been like, oh nice, they wasted RP and global and done nothing, they would not have just dug around 8,000 gold out of the lead of Xtreme Gaming in the blink of an eye here.
BZM takes the Aegis as Jin Q will run into Whitemon. They need a core here, and that'll be in the form of XXS. So they get that freebie. Tormentor's on the bottom right at the moment, and that is where Dyrachyo is residing. He's the one carrying the gem now. So XM, yeah, it looks like he is still gonna try to go for the BKB.
Yep, he will go both. I think it's okay. I also think the game changed drastically in the last 2 minutes, and he might not have gone BKB if this fight went differently. But now that this is the new game state, you gotta prepare for the future here. Now with Dragon Knight actually starting to get something, BZM will become more of a threat. He has the Aegis. Dyrachyo working on MKB.
Tormy's going top. Yeah, they're in the wrong area for Tormy, so back to the gate they go. And the only one even in the remote area for Tundra is 33, so this will be conceded. And Undyne will get the Brain Drain upgrade. He's got 13 stacks right now.
They're going to immediately turn this into a smoke. Semi-low health, though. Undyne is half HP. Jinkyu has Tranks, though, so he will heal up, but...
Yeah, Dyrachyo not interested.
Yeah, they're not
Takes the
find
Ancients
anything
and
here.
bolts.
Tundra anticipating the smoke. They're just crossing the entire map. With the
What are your
exception of
thoughts
33.
on BZM taking the Aegis?
Yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. Tiny was there.
Yeah.
I think he was the more obvious choice, but... I guess the idea is... I suppose the idea is that BZM is just going to initiate, and if he doesn't have the Aegis, he's just going to die whenever he initiates from the counterplay with Global and OD just eating him up, but not sure. I think I would have overall also liked it on the Tiny.
Yeah, but he's going to be initiating as a dragon in all liklikelihood, so when he responds, he's useless.
Transformation heroes generally aren't the best Aegis carriers, but...
Shinkyu.
They found Sox.
Yeah.
They'll
Pop
pop
out
him.
the window. So Satanic for Ame now.
Yeah.
And he is opting for Shard.
Or Basher. He hasn't bought the Shard.
Oh,
Yeah,
he got
Basher
the Basher,
first.
Okay.
He's big.
Yep. So Corrosion's going to go out the window.
Very big.
He's struggling for slots now.
Like, make no mistake, this last fight from Tundra was massive in recovering the game to a winnable territory, but they're still behind. They're trailing by quite a bit, in my opinion, because sure, 6K doesn't sound all that bad, but just the trajectory of the lineups, I really like their chances on the side of Xtreme here. With a more organized fight where they actually have their ults, the outcome of the previous fight would have never happened.
Yeah.
So that still comes with a big asterisk, but it was a great play from Tundra to find that opportunity at the very least when things looked almost impossible already.
They're going to need a break. They can upgrade the Shadow Blade for Dyrachyo. I mean, the issue with Bloodthorn now is that you don't get True Strike for everybody else. It's just yourself, right? That was the change?
Yeah, no, wait. Everyone gets the True Strike, but they don't get the bonus damage, right? Or is it the other way around? You're right.
Ren,
It's the True Strike they don't get. They get the damage.
Yeah, so you're going to need a break this game.
Yes.
And, oh, they find XM. The Global Science is there. XXS with a huge RP onto three heroes. Wombo combo potential. Sandy's Eclipse is there. Somehow nobody is dead yet. BZM pops the Dragon form. He's actually going to walk away with the Aegis still intact somehow. Okay. Dyrachyo will die to the last right click from XM, so it's two supports with Dyrachyo falling. Very weird fight. That was such... Like, it felt like everything hit, and it wasn't enough for any kills, really.
They recover their gem, Xtreme.
Where are those crits at?
Well, he did do 4K damage. If that's not enough for you there,
No,
then...
we need 12K like Dazzle.
Yeah, Dazzle would have team wiped
Yeah, of course.
without showing his hero, but...
All right, well, the Aegis will just expire on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the map state, there's not even a tier 2 up for Tundra right now.
I mean, a big part of the reason, to give a more serious answer to why Tundra didn't die more heroes there, was it took some time after the RP for PA to connect. So a decent chunk of the stun duration was spent on travel. And then when the heroes pop BKB, OD does negligible damage. And they were able to reset out of it. Abaddon obviously has a second life, so he didn't die. The DK had Aegis, so they didn't want to hard commit on him. So when those tanky heroes went in, you know, one of them can't die, one of them is not appealing to kill, and the third one is 4,000 HP tiny. So it was never going to be easy to just wipe the floor with them there, but it's still, as far as Xtreme is concerned, that's probably good enough, because they outlast the Aegis and they won the fight overall. And now they're approaching the next stage of the game where they're going to have all their spells again, and the advantage that Tundra were holding previously is no longer available.
Yeah.
But will they get a new advantage is the question. So Jakiro is closing in on Ags, which could be big in the time zone. It's a very strong spell. Abaddon is getting Dagger, so they're going to use Tundra, or they're going to use 33 Tundra R, similar to game number 1, where he's probably just going to blink and give vision. He will also get the Shrine of Wisdom, so level 21. He has recovered pretty damn well in this game on Abaddon, I think.
Yeah,
After
it could have snowballed super bad. Oh, Whitemon, he's caught out.
-3 int.
That brain rot's adding up.
Remember, every time the int gets stolen, OD does more damage with the ult, because they have less mana.
Oh, what synergy that is.
That is crazy. And then if they also had Slark to hit them a little bit to steal some more stats, then OD could do even more damage.
Wow, yeah, we just needed a Slark to replace Rasta, probably.
Yeah, well, Jinkyu also loves his support Slark, so you say it as a joke, you never know.
Well, I say it as a joke because I think Slark and Silencer as your supports maybe not the best duo.
I've probably seen a worse support duo picked in Pro Dota before.
Yeah, I think yesterday we saw one.
It'd be pretty
I forget
fun.
what it was, though, but everybody was disgusted. And of course, it probably won anyway.
They were so disgusted that they immediately compartmentalized it and don't remember what it was.
True.
Yeah.
That's how
Good idea.
That's how it works for me, at least.
There's the dagger for 33. And Duracho will go BKB instead of the silver, so they will not have that break for the PA, but I think he just needs... This BKB has to be mandatory, right? He has to be able to stand and deliver. There's just too many problems if he doesn't have it. If nothing else, it just offers you 9 seconds of protection from OD on first use.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ame finished the Abyssal in the meantime, and now has the Shard, so Fan of Knives. I mean, should not understate this. The break against DK can melt.
Yeah.
And Abaddon, if you can get a silence on top of the break, will not be able to use the ult at all. But that's more of a timing thing. That's a little harder to...
They have global.
coordinate.
So, you blink on Abba, you pop Fan of Knives, and you press global. And he has BKB, though.
Yeah, so you have to stun him. There's a lot of checks
you need to well, you can blink Abyssal global him, right?
Yeah. And
Blink
Fan
Abyssal
of
global Fan of Knives.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a lot, but honestly, that's pretty easy to execute at this level. It's just PA needs to see Abaddon say go global, and then he just jumps and kills.
Go global.
Yep.
That takes a long time to say, though.
Yeah. Especially because you need to start with saying go, XG Undyne, go global.
Yeah, that's really confusing. As the moment you say X, like half the team is like turning their heads.
Fight's already over. There's a reason this team doesn't pick Kunkka. It's really confusing when they need to get X mark. Dragon Knight.
Global silence. Okay,
Oh,
into the RP.
Well, they're not giving him a chance to move. That's
Bit of overkill, but still valuable kill. 80
he's proper
seconds. Yeah, no buyback for BZM. And Roche is up, so this, you would think, opens it up for Xtreme to get a freebie.
Yeah, Undyne has spotted it. They should just go for it right away. But they maybe, it looks like they want to try to get an additional kill. No, they were just drawing a line, but...
Shield rune, very nice.
Yep.
Okay. That's the Aegis, Refresher Shard, Roshan's Banner, Cheese. What else can we fit in the gut of this disgusting creature?
Ion Cannon Beacon.
But
that's Roche number 6 and onward.
Delicious.
Yep, I said beacon, not bacon.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Although Ion Cannon Bacon does sound delicious.
Sox on the high ground. Yeah, they're putting the Roshan's banner to good use probably here.
Oh, if they even need to. Well, they might drop it now. They forced Glyph. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
A little bit late on it, but
and Serpent Ward's gonna do work. You can just let that be. Ame's still with the shield rune, by the way. This guy is a tough kill. And you can see 2 members of Tundra not even in this half of the map, so they're just gonna give it up. And TP's in mass to the bot lane. Wallachia with the Shadow Blade will get out, though. That's 3 members.
Time zone?
Isolated here.
Okay.
Yeah, time zone.
He is...
Hurricane Pike, and that is a...
Oh, good smoke.
Okay, that is a very, very clutch smoke. Dragon Tail now onto OD. Ame coming in with the big fan of knives. He's going to try to chase down one member as the Sandy's Eclipse deletes Soxa. As Wallachia super low. Does he actually want to fight through this? BZM is just going to get bashed up, and Ame is actually going to get away from them for now, but that's already the Abby dead. BZM blinks to base.
Did he one-shot Void with
Not
OD?
sure.
Full
Whitemon,
HP?
he is slow to a crawl. His teammates are not able to help, and OD secures yet another kill, and they're just going to go for Throne. Never mind. They're going to go for mid. Playing it safe here in game number 3.
And this is guaranteed megas. There's absolutely no chance you can hold 3v5 against Aegis here, surely. That OD ulti, maybe he wasn't full HP on Void, but I just saw him vanish, and God, the sound of this, but I love OD so much.
God, you are really a filthy animal.
It's cool to see it. It's cool to see it played. You know, it's been very long since we've had much OD, and we also haven't in this tournament, but now we've had it twice. And it has
mega creeps.
It has a great win rate, Shannon. 50%, much better than OD has had in the last 2 years. So
this is true.
Parasma as well.
Tier 4 towers getting beat on. Backdoor protection kicks in. They fortify. That's not the best. 20 seconds, 4:33, and that'll be the last stand for Tundra, although we'll see if Xtreme want to back out, get their items, regroup, let the Mega Creeps push in a bit before they enter the base again.
And now Ame might also get an amp damage rune. It's sitting up top. He could finish off a... Is that what's coming? Is that Butter? No, he just only bought the...
There's no way that's Butterfly. Disperser.
Oh, sorry. I was just like, what?
Like, Butterfly.
More evasion, yes. Now, if he bought Butter against MKB and Bloodthorn, that's just an ultimate power move when you feel like the game is over. It's like, what is the...
Well, power move is the Silencer Ags before Refresher, by the way.
It's a pretty nice Ags.
I'm not saying it's not good.
Ame
into the base. Okay, they're going to get the Horn Toss onto the Abby. RP onto 2 inside the time zone as Sanity's Eclipse again deletes Sox. He buys back into the game. And there's the global silence again. XXS with the RP. They're going to try to focus down the Tiny. Wallachia super low. Will go down to the last right click as XM will continue his rampage here. Double kill for him as GGs are called. Soxa dies one more time for the road as Xtreme Gaming take this 2-1.
Damn, I loved their draft this game and the way they played. This was